anything to show us. Now they've got to go up against the likes of Liquid and Scream, for instance, and be able to do it. I think they've got a good chance in it, and I feel like Liquid right now, they're probably the ones on the back foot here a bit.
This is a slow start to the pistol, so I'm going to bring up, we've got two skies, first of all. And Yinsu actually told me in chat, I'm going to freak out when I see the composition of SUMN FC on both maps, so I'm excited to see the second one. But starting this one out, obviously, we've got a sky, we've got the brimstone, and we've got the beautiful old Viper. So I'm loving SUMN FC's comp, and I like that Team Liquid, again, are going to be innovating and looking for new compositions. This is the second bind, excuse me, that we've gotten to see, but the first one that you and I have gotten to cast banks, and certainly the first for Liquid and SUMN FC this year. So we get to see their different approaches, and with 1 minute left on the clock, there's still not really been any engagement. We had a little bit of info gained on B long, but a full rotate and an A hit just about to come on through. The alarm bot destroyed, and a molly to stop any further aggression, but they're coming straight up mid from SUMN FC, using the wall to get into lamps and open up this site. Hopefully, all they have to worry about is Bath, and maybe Scream if he pushes through.
Yeah, that's something you always should be scared of. Scream pushing through at any point to see what damage he can do. He's been looking good on this jet, and he's going to look to try and get some of the opening kills here, but he takes a lot of damage. And SUMN, well, they've got him with the plant. The heal's going to come straight into Scream. It's Sky healing him up as much as possible. Doma's position is one that can be easily checked, but he can do some nice damage. He can keep him out of lamps for now. The fake tap onto the defuse comes in. Shots start to be landed, and it's Liquid that'll pick up the opening kill. Now it's the battle back, but they're falling for the trap. Liquid was set up and ready for it. SUMN need to make a move, and they need to push up over this. You saw Scream. He flew up, drafted up high to get some extra information, but Chak, he's not going to win that. They're all around him, completely focused down, and now Boaster, he's wanting to play around this turret. Mystic's there as well to swing around at it. He's only picking up one kill. It's already tapping away quite fast. Have they got this? No! Oh my god, SUMN, they bought enough time.
That is absolutely massive by SUMN. I thought, you know what, if he gets this kill, they win the round. But no, they had it in the bag already, delaying enough time. They say the sky is the limit, and for SUMN, that has definitely been the case over the last couple of months. Well, the exception of Heretics. But hopefully, sky is going to be the limiting factor for Chak. I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table. Already, we're seeing a little bit of poking out, grabbing information, exactly what sky is good for. And for those of you that don't know about this agent, it's worth mentioning. Her flashes are not only controllable, so you throw them out, and you can actually, just like a little drone, fly them around the place in whatever direction you want. You choose when to pop them as well. And if you blind somebody, it tells you that they're blind. This is useful because right now, for example, he's just flashed into Bath. Nobody got blind, so he knows there's no one there, but he's going to double check. You always got to be careful when you're up against pistols and not leave a corner completely exposed. Now they know we can nice and clean push up Bath and take that control. They use the wall to block off lamps from taking a peek, and now get these players worried that they've already pushed out to the A site. That causes the rotate from Scream now coming in through the defender spawn to reinforce the A site because they haven't got information. Any second now, a push could come in on A, but it's the B side. It's a big fake, a big ruse, and now they've got a weakened B defense of just 2 players to push on into.
One thing here, right, that we're going to see, and I want a lot of players, if you're playing Sky in your ranked games, look at how these two are going to use Sky. It might be different approaches to it, but we don't see enough of correct usage of Sky in and out of games when we're playing right now. And in terms of what someone will offer on this round, well, you do expect them to kind of run on and charge on forward against Liquid here. More flashes going through to see if they're going to get the sound cue for it, like you mentioned, Mitch. Spike will go down. Boaster's nicely covered off here. Chak just sat back, ready to fire off whenever's needed.
Poison's off.
And for Liquid, a 3-man retake, when you have lesser weapon, you don't hope much in here. Maybe you can try and grab yourself a weapon or two. But a setup again, and the one thing we always should be praising someone on is their after plant position. They play off each other so well. But the problem is, like we saw in one of the games, the first game they played, right, that sometimes they can be made to feel uncomfortable if they can't get into those positions. But their setups and where they want to be and where they want to place themselves are huge.
Exactly. Look, for SUMN FC, though, the decision-making in this round was so good. They avoided every possible problem that you could face up against the weaker weapons. We start with the fake out on A, using Viper utility alongside Sky to clear out bathroom. make the players inside of Lamp very cautious and passive. They're then worried about the full push, so they rotate Scream over. Now B is weaker. Then they put a drone, so SUMN FC all this while are rotating around. They go outside of hookah, they drone through, again, making sure that a classic, a shorty, any of these weapons aren't stuck in a corner or a crossfire setup ready to take them out. They clear out hookah, then look to push the B site. The fight, because they've lost hookah, because they have no information on A, Team Liquid have to peek down long. Either that or just wait and probably lose the round. So they try to make a play, they rush out, and there's two players waiting for them. Mystic shreds them to pieces, they get the site, then it's a 5v3. And as you said, you know, a retake with lesser weapons like that, disadvantages as they were, you're never really going to get away with a clean scenario. So overall, really impressive stuff from SUMN FC on an individual and on a team level. Straight out of the gate. That's what I expect to see from them, and what I was always saying in First Strike, that even if they didn't end up coming out on top and dominating, it didn't matter, because this team just needed time, much like a lot of teams in the early stage of Valorant, right, that were in, to grow. And man, oh man, they've sprouted into a beautiful tree. It's like a cherry blossom.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Are you seeing this technical pause on your screen, right?
Yeah, I'm just going through here. Tech pause for SUMN FC. Okay, so one of the guys on SUMN FC is having a little bit of a tech issue. I was hoping I could kind of just monologue through that round and we'd get back into the game, but the tech. Oh, now Chak is DC'd, so that's going to take a minute.
You know what we can do? Yeah, we can go into the mad podcast.
Oh,
no, we don't want it. Already, yeah, people have heard us sing enough time. We don't want any more of that.
That's true.
But what we should look at this, right? And I want to ask you a question on how this works out. The Brimstone versus Omen for bind. For me, I've always preferred Brimstone on bind even before the buff, yeah? Mm-hmm. And now we're seeing even Liquid decide to stick on the Omen for it. For me, I'm not a big fan of that. I love what Liquid Fire does in crazy compositions and changing things up here. But for me, I think bind, because of the size of it, especially when you're executing, you 100% want the Brimstone smokes in play.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's a couple of upsides and a couple of downsides. Having the Brimstone obviously allows you to take that super aggressive, super fast push play that we will see from a lot of teams, that we saw debuted by Angel of FPX when everybody was playing the Omen. He was the only one that was entry fragging with Brimstone first of all, but then that was even playing Brimstone at a certain point. And to just further build on what you're saying, for people at home that maybe don't know as much about the differences, Omen, you put out your smokes one at a time. You've got 2 max. They regenerate over the round. Brimstone, you have 3. They don't regenerate, but you can put them all down at once within a certain range, which in a recent patch was increased. So you can actually put the smokes down from further away, meaning that your position isn't as relevant as it was before, meaning that he's more viable, right? Because he's more versatile in the things you can do with them and where you can do them from. Now, the advantage of these smokes, they last a hell of a long time now, by the way, because they upped the timer on them. But the advantage is, think about the A site on bind. And if you don't know the A site on bind, if you're brand new, go back in the VOD or look up A site bind. Get a picture of it. There's a lot of angles. It's very, very open. And if you're pushing that site with an Omen, it's going to be quite difficult to effectively smoke off every angle for your push. That's where someone like a Jet can be useful on Ascent, as we said before, where there's minimal angles. But even with a Jet, it's so damn open. It's difficult to use. We've seen it in the past where you'll use Jet smokes to block up the holes and then go in and put a Sage Wall up. But in general, you're going to want those Brimstone smokes, pop them down. You can block off every angle on A, and they last a long time, whereas that's not the case if you've got an Omen. So there is a trade-off, but Omen's flash, I wasn't sure how long we had, Bang, so I was ready for that to be a long point. But Omen's flash is very effective for clearing out hookah, for clearing out lamps, but we won't talk too much about that because they're already barreling forward as Boaster quickly grabs himself a kill off the back of the Sky Flash. Now they're looking to isolate Eccles. He's all by his lonesome. He turns from the flash, gets a kill on Doma, holds down the control, but he's being hunted, and I don't think he's got much of a chance there.
A good trading game considering the lesser weaponry here for SUMN. But now Scream has to be very careful on a going round like this. Sheriff in hand, he taps away, but he can't find any success of it. Plant's going to come in, and Boaster's going to provide some cover. Stim Beacon coming into full effect as well. Get him charged up to fight further forward. But they've now allowed Scream to be able to get his hands on this Phantom. Oh, the Hellfire comes in. Forces Scream out of position. He runs straight forward. They're still trading out, though. This could be a one for Liquid to try and pick up here. Mo's tucked away in bathroom. His position's not going to be checked. He's going to hear the information. He's heard both players running forward and can pass it on as well. Chat playing off from the side. Easy first headshot landed. Spots out the second player as well. And now Link is certainly done for. Too many angles to check. Too many players to find. He's going to try and work his way into the first kill. Locks it down to start off with. Taps it again, but will he bait it out? He's sticking it. He's waiting it off. He doesn't want to force into him. And Mo runs through. Nicely done with a 3-0. And the bonus round in for SUMN. Okay, they had a couple of Phantoms in there, but not everyone had fully upgraded. So that's something beautiful to work with. And Liquid now, they got to be scared.
You know, I love the kind of poetic irony in that last round of Link swinging on Chak and taking the frag when Chak knew where he was. Because actually, just before the game, we had a little bit of an issue where Link was on 1,000 ping. Now, you know, I've heard arguments, 100 ping versus 70, yada yada. 1,000's pretty extreme. It's hard to play on that. So they were potentially going to have Sliggy to come in there. But, we got it from our observers. Chak had actually said in the lobby chat, thank God Link came back. Connor is so much better. That's Sliggy, their coach. He's saying, thank God, because the coach is so much better than Link. And then Link wins out that 1v1 duel. So it's a nice little bit of, oh, I'm bad, am I? Because I just killed you. What does it make you? It's all banter among friends. That's the thing I love about Valorant as well. I don't think we have any like actual aggressive rivalries, right? Everybody's friends. Even boasters saying like, I respect Angel so much, I want to be him. It's like we don't get that in too many other games. We're just everybody's, happy and pally. I just can't wait for a LAN event and get everybody together.
Yeah, as long as you're fighting out on the server, I'm happy for the love outside of it. That's how it should be. Team Liquid, though, for now, they need to find a way to get a round on the board. This is going to be a tough one with a lack of weaponry in play. And Doma was smart there. The flash doesn't get him. Means they didn't have the information straight away, but this push on up with the molly going forward is going to create the extra space for him. Smoke's about to be deployed at the same time.
30 seconds left.
Interesting by Chak. He's clearing this out.
In.
So now they know that there's only going to be one player here. The rest of those orbs are going towards spawn. They know exactly where he is. Oh, they can't quite win the fight just yet. There it is. Sight's clear. Wall goes up. That wall's being put down as a fake, but also it's there every single round, so you can't tell if they're faking or if they're fully here. Scream, though. Ult up online. Dashes out on sight. Takes a frag, and now waits for his teammates. This is winnable for Liquid. They have ults online still, and there's the final one going out for Sky. The information gained. The player's spotted, but Scream has to force the fight on the Stinger. Cryptic's there to save the day, but still a 2v2. Time is ticking. Liquid ain't got a lot to work with here. They have to force the fight quickly. Utility is gone. Scream got to be the one that swings out, catches the first, but they have no idea. Mystic could be waiting in Bath to swing out and take those. They go for the defuse, and he takes a frag to put Scream on low HP with no time. That is an easy win now for Mystic, and a fourth for SUMN FC. Really well fought out round for Liquid, considering where they started from, though, because they only had weak weapons like Stingers, and they made this a very costly round for SUMN, not just in weaponry, but also in ultimate economy.
The Seekers from Sky on both sides were used to perfection. For SUMN, they were able to push on out with it, know that the site was clear with only one player being Eccles on the site. And then when it came from Liquid, they did it to push their way around and take the fight aggressively to the members that it would first find, keeping them busy, keeping their hands tied. Beautiful stuff, and this is what we wanted to see. Sky high level play coming in. SUMN get the fourth round, but even it got close, right? There was a way in where Liquid could have been able to grab it. Now Scream's going to find himself very aggressively in the bathroom. He's trying to stay up, he's trying to stay long, but he can't get it done. They're overrunning him and gunning him down. Eccles does well to even find a kill in a situation like that, but Liquid is still going to find themselves on the back foot. Cryptic's playing towards Lamps. He needs to be sure that he's not going to be spotted out here. They expect he could be close, and he's going to try and take the fight. Shot's not going to land, and SUMN, they are just overrunning Liquid at every stage of the game here. And Link, well, he's trying to get a lurk on go, but that's not going to work out. He was heavily outnumbered and outgunned. And 5 in a row now for SUMN. And this is the attack side we've come to know and love from these boys.
You know, I'm also loving the fact that that Viper wall is just going down there at the start of every single round. That's something that I mentioned in the previous, but just to further build on it, when a Viper puts her wall down, for example, if you only push the site where the wall goes down, it becomes pretty obvious when it goes through, hey guys, rotate, you know, they're coming B, they're coming A. By only using this one over the last couple of rounds, you're now getting Liquid in a point where they can't plan ahead of time, and you have this utility that you can use in so many different ways. to get inside their head, to open up spaces, as we've seen in just the second round, right, where it's used to keep the lamp player at bay. We can use it to, what they did in the previous round, fake out the B site, cause the rotates, use the ult of Sky to clear out those angles and make sure you know exactly where the players are, then push forward, not worried about the rotations from spawn because it's blocked off by the wall. There's so much value being presented by this Viper right now on the attack side. And then obviously on the defense as well, we've seen a number of different ways that she can be used to assist the B defenders if she's playing A, to slow down those A pushes with the orb and with the snake bite. Really, I'm just surprised more people aren't playing Viper. But I'm happy Mystic is. Oh, look at that! That's an even better one! What a lineup!
He was not ready for that, and instantly he's dealt with it. It may have been a headshot, but it wouldn't have mattered either way. Scream goes up high, and Doma puts him down. More utility being thrown at them, and Link, he can't even escape. It's all going wrong for Liquid and SUMN. They are just large and in charge, running and gunning Liquid down, and they are just looking like a well-drilled machine. This is a scary-looking SUMN.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I love you, Mystic. Marry me. This guy,
Mate,
oh my God.
Cannot do this.
Now, you know what? Dinner's on me in the first land, Mystic. We're going out. No, not with Banks. Just you and me. We're getting candles in the middle. It's got violins. I'm going to hire a whole, I don't know what they're called, bunch of people to play violins. It's going to be gorgeous. It's beautiful. That lineup that he just had for the snake bite, it just completely clears that corner. You'll see people use a variety of different things to clear it, like an aftershock, but it doesn't account for the height of players being boosted up on top. That one does. It just, you cannot stand there, and you take double damage when the fight comes through. You barely any time to react and get out of it. Gorgeous stuff.
The key part is, right, not only the fact it made him vulnerable, but it also forced him out of position. He didn't want to stay there any longer, right? So he was just in a lose-lose situation. Liquid, though, in this round, going to find the first opening. Mo's there, though, just slapping him down. The refrag's coming back in, but the rest of his team might be falling around him. Doma didn't know which angle to look at for that fight, and now it's all going to be back up to Mo. It's a 1v2. It's certainly not impossible here. He's got a good amount of health as well, and his ult online. He's seeking out for extra information. Catches Scream, who quickly updrafts himself out of the equation.
Well, they like to... You know, Mo's fans say there's some Mo's in this house after a recent song, pop song. There is ammo, and he's looking to take these frags. Very nearly got it done. What I loved about this round here was the reaction play off of Cryptic's throwing in the nano swarm, and there was a small little gap for the player to sneak through. I can't actually remember who it was. It happened so quickly, but they did. Made the read immediately, and this is something about SUMN that I have to compliment them on. It's not just their setups and their early round planning to close things out. Like, it's not just that they're clean when things go according to plan, but it's also in reading and reacting as a team and as individuals to utility being thrown out or situations evolving from what your enemies are doing. That's going to be tested this round, though, Banks, because look at the ults from Team Liquid.
And the aggression early on from Scream. He saw the flash go out. They're now going to use the Tiger Talisman to push on further forward. Scream's going to find himself having to, again, dash out of the way. He can't stand and fight in barbs. There's a lot of control they're fighting for over here. It's allowing SUMN to get the ult orb 9 times out of 10. Liquid have not really been able to challenge it. Now Scream wants to continue to maneuver his way forward. Plays out with the knives, but only gets to fire one before Chak shuts him down. This is beautiful stuff from SUMN. Over and over again, they're just making the right read.
There's still a lot to deal with. A lot, and especially with Boaster falling, those are your smokes completely gone. And in terms of the utility and the ultimates available for Liquid, as we said, you know, they'd already popped one, the Blade Storm, but they still have lockdown and everything else that goes along with it with the rest of their agents. I think for SUMN FC, this is going to be a pretty tough one. They've got to force some fights quickly before space is given for Liquid and time starts to run out. With 35 seconds left, there's a lot of stopping ability on Team Liquid, and honestly, at this point, it seems like this should be their round. But look at the players on B. They've got lockdown, but where it's going to be popped, they could get in there on time, especially with Echoes falling. Now they need to force the fight straight on up, and in fact, didn't even notice the Hunter's Fury was there for Mo. He pops it, destroys the lockdown, puts away his ult, and peeks Cryptics. What an animal. There's a frag. There's the man advantage. There's even Viper's pit erected on the B site. This could be it.
It really could be it. This is problematic for Liquid. Soulcast, he continues to go on the hunt. He wants to try and fight off this. Raze ult's coming in, but Mystic backs away, and that's the smart play right here and now. Oh, no timing, Mystic! He was hoping it may not be fired off in his direction, and they were stuck on the spike. Mo tries to do as much damage as possible, but Liquid do secure themselves the second round. But Mitch, they had to commit so much to that. And look at the money. Summon a stack for cash, while Liquid, well, it's already dwindling.
Now, the position that Mystic's ultimate was popped from, I don't know if it was intentional to just give them control over elbow, but the problem was, whatever happened, because obviously one of the things people have been asking for a while as a sort of buff to Viper that doesn't actually change anything about her abilities, is that you can see the radius of the ult on the map before you pop it, so you can decide exactly where to put it, because sometimes it can be hard to read. And you saw right there, it didn't conceal the spike, so they couldn't really force the fight in it. They're pushed back through elbow by that ultimate from Raze, and they just stick it. So whether Mystic wanted to or not, he had to run forward and hope the Raze wasn't going to hit him with that ult, because otherwise they were going to lose the round as they did from the spike being diffused. Really well done by Liquid to read into that and see the flaw in the ultimate usage. It did cost them a lot, but it cost SUMN FC a lot as well. They, again, committed the majority of their old Sky Viper and, was it the Hunter's Fury as well that came through from Sova? So it cost both teams a lot, and for Liquid, getting that second round on the board is invaluable. They needed to do that soon because they were starting to fall behind massively. Now on the defensive side, you can see that they're still playing quite passive, actually. And this Wolf... Oh, they shot it. It was out of range to actually spot them, but now they know there's a player outside of B. But I think that's intentional because the majority of the players are grouping outside of A, and Sova now droning out hookah. This is telling the players on the B site that they should stay there. And then I don't think Eccles... Did he see anybody? I think they were tucked away.
Well, the wall's gone up once
30
again
seconds
here.
Left.
Someone will find their way towards the A site. Eccles trying to get rid of his positions, having to teleport out of there. Took a little bit of damage, but will still be finished off by both of them. The attack's coming on in, and SUMN, again, are winning all the duels. Scream's going to try and make some magic happen with a work on the flank, but it's not going to be very ideal. The setup again from SUMN is going to be strong. He's heavily outnumbered, and maybe now it's just all about damage control. They have so much to work with here. This is just textbook executes from SUMN. And now winning the duel well and looking better on the individual level. Like, straight in, Jack.
Yep. And he heals up his teammate. Everybody's happy and healthy except for poor Jack. Of course, he can't.
He can't heal himself, yeah.
Can't heal himself, exactly. It's one of the problems. But when you're... well, what you said there was actually a point I want to build on even further. Like, you're saying this is textbook executes by SUMN FC. And the thing is, we don't actually have enough time to explain everything they're doing. Like, for example, 5 rounds ago, when they pushed the A site, there was a wall up. They used the Sky Flash to curve it through the Viper wall. So the guys that are standing on site or in lamps, they don't see anything. A Sky Flash comes through, and it's not like with Phoenix, for example, where you'll need to perfectly distance yourself from the wall and throw the curveball through it so it pops just in time and it'll still make a sound cue. With this bird, you just put it through, instantly press it to activate it, and they don't have time to react. They're full blind. Your teammate is hiding behind the wall, literally 1 inch away, and they're not blind. They can run through that wall, take the fight onto a fully blind opponent, easy peasy. And they're like, these small things, we almost need like a half-an-hour telestrator segment for this game to go through all the things that are happening, because there's so much that isn't normal. Seeing a Viper, first of all, seeing a Sky, secondly, and then seeing the two of them together.
And this is the thing, right? We almost need like a whole halftime break, a 5-minute show to kind of go over some of the smaller details that people may not notice from these kind of things. And that's the beauty of when you get a team like SUMN or FPX, for example. They have these lineups, they have these setups that are really hard to deal with. And you can see that for Liquid right now. They're finding themselves in potentially good positions, right? They know in terms of aim what they can deliver. But then SUMN, they're able to play off what they have ready every single time. And again, we're seeing the Tiger taken down, destroyed. And they can just use this, right? Keep destroying it, 1 player there, you give away 1 player's position, but you never know where someone's going to go next. That information, that's huge, because that'll give them the blinded noise. Eccles is going to push one out with a frenzy. He does kind of go on a bit of a delayed push out, though. SUMN do have the better weapons, so, okay, we expect them to win it like that. But that wasn't exactly like the perfect timing for Liquid there. The synergy wasn't all together on that push.
30 seconds left.
Well, for Liquid in that situation, they didn't really worry about whether there were one, two, three, four, or five opponents that had been flashed, right? Obviously, you don't have that information. But when you're on those pistols and you know, okay, there's a player in mid, they could be alone. You're like, screw it. Let's just push them. Let's go for it. That's why they all come through TP. They all try to crunch in and get the kills, and they get one. Now it's just about doing as much damage as possible and potentially trying to recover this round. It is feasible, but with the players that they have, no cloud bursts on Scream. Not so much the players, rather. That's not a diss at Scream. It's the agents in particular. It's very unlikely to work, and Mo and Doma easily closed that one out. And you even had a nice lineup being shown there from Mystic. He's playing way back behind middle, and he can throw through the snake bite onto the spike from there. One thing I'll also say, actually, I'm realizing I need to brush up, like, not so much on knowing them, but on quickly shouting out the Sky utility, because we never, I don't think we've cast Sky. Maybe we did one game with Sky in it, but it's so
Sky,
rare.
Yeah,
okay.
We've had remember one. On the NA side of things, we saw it.
Oh, of course, yeah, over in NA. But that's the thing, so like, I'm so not used to it. It always gets me like, oh, Sky's put out her ultimate, the little things, the little squids.
Good old Seekers.
Oh. Well, I really thought that one was going to work out, but poor old Scream's just being done inside a hookah. They smoke it out. They use their own ult to counter out what had been used before and push on through. I think at this point, for SUMN FC, you're pretty confident because Mystic, my man, is being escorted towards the depths of B long. They're clearing this out, making sure he's still going to be alive. And this is a really important fact. Look at how concentrated they are at their back because they have Mystic. They know that that B side is secure for them because he can throw over the snake bites, which are on their way now.
Roman's got himself in a great spot as well. He gets the information to fight off. Also spots out Eccles, tries to spray up against him, but it's soulcast that'll best him in that one. Liquid now in a 3v3, but that bomb is ticking away. Liquid still picking up nice amount of kills. Mystic doesn't have to face it. He just about escapes in the nick of time. He's got the combat stim as well. He'll get the kill, and someone will get the 9th round. Liquid, so close, yet so far on many of these rounds. If you're just tuning in and look at the scoreline, you're thinking, oh, someone are just rolling over him. Okay, certainly Liquid's individuals aren't on point, but a few of these rounds now have been very, very close.
This is the thing for SUMN FC right there. There was actually a hiccup. Mystic's poison orb went slightly too far to the right of where the spike was. So there was an opportunity for Liquid to get on that and defuse, but I think they'd been almost conditioned into fearing it. Because if you get hit by that poison orb and by a snake bite, you're dead. You cannot sit inside that and defuse the spike. It's not possible, even to get it halfway. And that's if you're probably already going to be tagged up as well in the crossover. I love how SUMN FC played that, especially like they have so much to counter once they get that spike down. They have the Molly of Brim, they have the snake bites, they have the poison cloud from Viper, and then in this situation, for example, they have Hunter's Fury as well. So basically, their main challenge is getting onto the site. Post plants, once they can set up into them, it's no problem, really. And it's very rare to see a team like that get onto B, plant the spike, and not push elbow, not keep hookah control, just back off and watch the back for the flanker and protect Mystic, and protect one player who's going to play post plant.
Doma packs himself as far as he can. Oh, the shot could... Oh, he doesn't decide to fire it. He just lets it run out. There could have been a kill going his way, but instead it's soulcast who will manage to best him as Doma was trying to sneak on forward that little bit further. Now Eccles being oh so cautious here. Wants to try and get the flank on go, but again, it's the setup from SUMN. They're ready for all of this. Chak straight away with the opening kill. No problem at all. He's got his ultimate out and they'll get the extra information he needs. The Seekers, they start to seek out everything he needs to find, and he's just looking for one more kill up in it. Mystic's there to back him up as well. And again, SUMN, they're in such a great spot. The fight's coming out though, and that flash did work wonders. But it's straight away Boaster coming out of bathrooms. They're being overrun and overdone. Once time again, it gets close for Liquid, but it doesn't even matter as we get a 10-2 scoreline. And Mitch, it's these crazy late explosive moments from Liquid where you think they might have a chance, but SUMN, they're on top of it.
this is a devastating loss, irrespective of what map it is, of the composition that SUMN FC are playing, that I have no doubt is going to be maybe not a brand new challenge. Perhaps they will have faced it from other teams, but even then, it's quite likely that Team Liquid haven't played against this kind of composition before. Certainly not this playstyle and composition. So when you're SUMN FC, this is somewhere that you have now completely surprised your opponent. You've shattered their morale. There's the moment I was talking about earlier, by the way. Mo realizing there's a gap in that nanoswarm and getting a kill off the back of the brave play to push through the smoke. But yeah, for SUMN FC, they've just completely destroyed Liquid's happiness. Their hope, it's gone, right? They need Princess Leia to come along. Or they are Princess Leia, right? They're looking for their Obi-Wan. Because they've maybe got one hope, but that's about it. And now it's time for them to see if they can find it. SUMN FC on the defensive side, and again, showing us some, I wouldn't say brand new walls, but some different ones than what we had seen the majority of Viper players using, just to cut off path, allow for early aggression, for the map control to go their way, but also for an exit from Mo. If he gets challenged and sees 2 to 3 players, that wall can just go up, and he can cross back over out of path and into the A side pretty much for free.
Trying to find his way in, but Doma with a frenzy close range, and he's not done just yet. He will be finished off as he did have some low health. And finally, Liquid have an advantage in this as the plant starts to go down. Spike on the floor. Link got himself in the tube. Oh, he can get around that though. He's not going to be pushed out of position. His position's going to be revealed instead. He just can't catch a break. Now into the 2v2. Both players stuck out towards B long. Mystic can keep him at bay. That's a nice... It's going to be damage. Oh, it's huge. Actually, I didn't think it was going to reach him. Oh, and so close at the end. It's Soulcast that will land the double headshots. That was brilliant.
So the snake bite there, I mean, the range is massive on that thing, but it did look like there was a small gap because he was just sat inside it. But the thing is, snake bite, it really doesn't do that much damage. If there's a poison cloud as well, that's why on the defuse, it's rather in the post plant on the attacking side, it's very important to have your poison cloud on top of the spike as well as your snake bites, because the damage alone, you can still full stick a spike on it. But it's the double damage that you get. Combine that with the fact that the poison cloud decays you and takes your health away anyways, you're dead very quickly. But right there, they took the gamble, right? They waited until Flash could come through, until Solkis could peek with his teammate, and then Cryptic swings, knows he's dead, but hopes Solkis can trade it. And that's one of those shots at the buzzer that you don't expect to land, but when it does, hey, you'll take those rounds. And no better time for Liquid to get it. Now at 10-3. Still very unlikely they win this, but there is a chance, there is an opportunity. They need to close this one out. Cryptics, he was in trouble from far away, and he still is. Luckily, the right-click RNG for Mystic doesn't work out, and that will be 10-4, clean as can be. A nice, flawless round for Liquid to start off the comeback.
Start off the comeback, does that mean you believe?
God, no. But I want to give the people out there some hope, you know?
Well,
gotta pretend to be a positive
away
person.
from them by saying, God, no. It wasn't even like, oh, maybe,
well,
just a
straight. You didn't need to ask me, you know? We could have went on, lived in a fairy tale world, but hey, it's possible.
You know me, I love a fairy tale.
I know that, but like, when you're SUMN FC, 10 rounds, this is like a 90% win rate for them at this point. They shouldn't be losing this. But it's Team Liquid. It's been a shaky start to a new composition, but maybe now they've got the hang of it. Maybe this is where they see the real value of this kind of comp, because there is a lot of promise here on the attacking side if they can maneuver together and use their abilities in unison to catch SUMN FC off guard. So there's a chance. I'm just not going to be betting on it.
We've got to remember, though, this is the home ground of SUMN. We're moving on to Icebox for the second map, which is the home ground for Team Liquid, but also a map that we saw SUMN is willing to play and one they're well versed in. This 2021 season for Valorant in Europe has already got us very excited.
I've got your trail.
We're starting to see the reasons why. Now the Seekers are being deployed very early on here. He's having to face all of it. Doma straight away with their kills, but he's only going to get one this time around. Shaq's going to go and get the extra information in there, and he did spot out Scream. So someone should have a good idea that's going to come towards the B side. It's all about how they position themselves over here and get themselves ready for it.
Beacon here.
leaving only the Sova on the A site. The push has fully come in now from Liquid, and it's Boaster and Mystic locking it down. He runs out of bullets though. It's so unfortunate, but Jack comes at the right time to deny the plant. And now Eccles is all alone. He's got a Spectre, but he needs to be able to try and upgrade if he can. He's got some time to play with, but he doesn't know where they're coming from. Finds himself a Phantom. Can maybe make himself more comfortable, but his head is showing here. Oh, the shotgun hits him so hard. 14 health. Shaq walks around the corner, and it's an easy finish off for SUMN FC.
And they're going to get that diffuse onto the Sova, obviously realizing the value that can be brought from the Hunter's Fury getting his ult online. That's a real shame for Liquid. The start of that round, the push into hookah, Sulcus pops his ultimate. And actually, first pops the flash, then the ultimate. I say the other way around probably would have brought them a little bit more, right? You pop the ult, you throw the flash through there, blind Seeker gives him away. And then the swing was a little bit late as well. Again, I think this is one of those things. This is the first time I'm seeing Sulcus on a Sky, no doubt. Fairly new to the agent, right? Sure, you play it in matchmaking and all that sort of stuff, but and scrims even, but it's very different in officials to play it out. And so this is where you're going to see some hiccups like that. But that was really well done by someone to find that kill at least before going before losing one. And from that point, the trades just keep on rolling in their favor. Even on that site, when they lose Boaster, the fact that you can push up elbow and trade it out. Eccles, so he's been spotted right side, but there's the benefit of that wall. Now, okay, it wasn't actually used to back the player up, but you can see exactly how it would work to get Mo out of a sticky situation. Had he been in there, that ultimate's so dangerous. Scream doesn't have a dash, and he's killed by it as well.
Scream! So unlucky. Desperate tried to get out, but escaping lamps when the ultimate goes down like that is too difficult. It's far too difficult. If you're even like halfway in, you're not escaping that.
And he just dashed in as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So his one way to escape was gone straight away. Nice nade. Gonna do damage. Swing after. That's a free kill. You would have imagined, but Cryptix, he saves the day. Here's the showstopper for value. And Doma lit to 33. Swing from Bat as Eccles closes out that frag and leaves Daddy Jack all alone. A 1v4. And he's looking to get some frags. Catching Cryptix off to start with. You know there's two players to the right, presumably after the heal. But where's the Bath player? Where is he hiding? Tucked away. He hit that!
Jack!
He actually hit that on Link. That's disgusting, but luckily Eccles, who had gone undetected on the left side, was the one that that got the trade. But even then, you could see that Jack was planning for someone being there because he quickly peeked, took the shot, and he was running away to then probably take the fight onto left side.
Some really nice shots from Jack there. Not enough to help him grab the round, and Liquid will get another on their attack inside. But you almost feel like it's super uncomfortable here for Team Liquid over and over again in these rounds.
Launching smoke.
Oh, I mean, when you're this far behind, it has to be uncomfortable, really, doesn't it? Boaster, what's he doing there? Swinging out with a frenzy, spraying on through. Doma, hello! Doma and Scream right out of this. Talk about Doma's one taps, why don't you? And Liquid, oh, Link? This guy's crazy. Everybody else is falling back to A, and he just goes straight out of hookah. But he'd been pushed in the back, obviously, by the TP, so he had no other choice. Or he did. He could have faced the double TP, but instead, he made what would be objectively the best decision to face the guys coming out of long who were caught unaware.
The control the Liquid have on a round like this is huge. Okay, they have the bigger weapons anyway. But someone are going to be left guessing from start to finish. Mystic tries to jump in, but it's an instant headshot and deletion from the server. Now it's just a waiting game for the SUMN boys to see if maybe Liquid will make a mistake. Maybe we'll help them find a way in.
Mo is in a huge position. I don't think they expect Mo. Boaster's going to get caught in the back if he goes through there because Sulcus is ready for the TP, but now they come out, they see Mo, but a little bit too late. He actually has Hunter's Fury! Got another frag out of there. He goes 25 HP remaining. Hunter's Fury online. Still a recon dart, still a drone, and shock darts. This could be huge with Boaster on the long flank coming in through hookah. All he has to do is cause a big enough distraction. He's actually spotted out Sky, and Sulcus goes down. Boaster up now with a Vandal. Smoke gonna last a while, but with Hunter's Fury, I just want to see him wait. Oh, the recon, he swung out wide, but it spotted the player. They know where Eccles is. He's going to TP to get out of there, but he got tagged up. He's managed to make it away at least. Doesn't recall it, but they heard him. Surely they heard him. No, they didn't. This could be dangerous. Eccles, paranoia up, pops it through. Gonna gonna look for the fight, but a pre-fire by Mo to win out the round. SUMN FC get the defuse, and 12-5 we go. A 2v4 and a devastating loss to put Team Liquid on map point.
Mo deserves so much credit for that. He didn't just take down the spike and delay that. Getting the kill onto the Rays of Link was huge just as the paint shell started to come out. And then Boaster with a sneaky flank. He didn't go through the teleporter. He didn't make all that noise. He kept them waiting. They had no idea where he was going to spring himself up from. And then he found his way in. He found the chance to put it into a 2 versus 1. Liquid, a round that they desperately needed, not going their way. And now it's 1 point away from SUMN taking this.
I'm not sure if our observers are listening to us, if they can hear us, but if they can, just whenever you get a chance, pop the scoreboard up again, or viewers at home when you're looking at it. SUMN FC, look at that. 15-13, tight-knit. There is no carry. There is no... Well, look, I'm almost going to say Mystic, someone carrying here. He's playing the Viper. Come on. This is a well-rounded individual performance, which is exactly what our analyst desk was warning about coming into this game, that SUMN FC had just looked on fire individually coming into the start of this tournament. Hypox's been a big spokesperson for that. So have you, Banks. And look at this. They're showing it off.
Now it's about if someone can close this on this round, make a very convincing home ground win. See how they can do on Icebox, which you know they've liked to play. Doma going down early is less than ideal, but Mo and Mystic, they're there on time. Mystic with a heavy flank coming in. Eventually he falls, but he still gets 1 kill. It's still an advantage of SUMN, and Liquid massively on the back foot. Scream does have the spike up, and he's going to try and teleport his way out of there. But there's a Sky ready and waiting on the B site. But is he playing the big brain movement and still going to work his way back to A and reposition on this? Is he trying to force that over rotation? Because there's still 2 players from SUMN on the A site. They've still got a lot of health, and it's Eccles who's incredibly low. Just 1 bullet and he's going down.
Enemy remaining.
And that's exactly what was needed. Mo was there ready and waiting, 10 seconds to go, and it's going to take something human from Scream to pull it off. That's the starting block. He goes straight in for the spike. The molly's at his feet. He's going to burn on down, and Boaster gets it. 13-5, and a dominating victory here for SUMN. Let's get back with Frankie, Pansy, and Hypox after the break.
IGLing, omening, opping. All at once, way back in beta and coming out of beta into the main Valorant in the first couple of months. That was something kind of unheard of, and he wasn't afraid to do it. Mystic, where's this going? Is that up on top of Tube? Or did that bounce back? No, bounce back to mid. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if he was trying to get it on top of Tube for like a one-way.
Yeah. He's trying to show us some stuff we may have not seen yet. Mitch, I wonder what you're going to do if Viper becomes viable on every map.
Oh, I'm going to lose my mind, man. I mean, it's just been announced now, right, about the whole alliance stuff. I'm going to just force the boys to play Viper all the time. It's
so you're basically going to sabotage the team by ensuring we have to have a Viper on every map. Mitch, I cannot now allow you to do this, my friend.
I've been fired. That was the shortest contract of my life. It lasted all of 10 minutes. Well, look,
okay, a slightly different Poison Cloud this time.
A very different one way. This is a little bit better. It's going to stop you going down the alley itself, right? The one to the right of where Mo is right now. But it also stops you peeking out. If you're Mo, once that goes up, they can see your feet. You can't see them. So I like this a lot.
Good check by Mo there as well, straight away. He's not going to be sabotaged by any killjoy abilities just yet. SUMN keeping this very slow. They've made some noise towards B. They've kept the rest very quiet. Waiting it off for now.
30 seconds left.
First few shots going to be fired off as we do see Scream playing around at mid a little bit. But look, there's not much time left in this. B's come in. Eccles trying to make sure he can hold on here, but Boaster might be able to sneak through. Was checked. He hasn't looked up himself. Somehow he's still alive. How is he even in this situation? They need to get this spike down as well. Time is ticking away. The shock dart's coming through, and Boaster, he landed real nice there. But he's checking from all sides, and it's Soulcast who will best him in that one. Now with the spike down, they need to hold on, but they're not going to have fantastic after-plant positions because Liquid are already on the site, and so many of SUMN's players are low. If the Reina can potentially get a kill and heal back up, there's an opportunity to be had there. But Mo, he's not being given anything just yet behind the yellow box. He goes down, and Liquid slap them around with 4 still alive. Even when they were confused during the middle part on where SUMN were going to go, Liquid managed to hit the shots and make the right calls. SUMN not too confident on when they can get that plant down.
Well, with 1-0 on the board, Team Liquid, they're going to feel good about picking that one up straight away. But as you said, SUMN FC, they've managed to open a bit of space. They got over to the site. It's not a terrible start for them considering they only got the 1 kill. Oh, look at the teddy bear. I haven't seen that guy before. He's like peeking out. He's shy. Is that a leak for the new mechanics? Are we going to get leans?
Oh,
Gonna be able to lean in this game?
Why are you going to do this? Is going straight on Reddit. Bear leans first. Soon agents.
Soon agent, exactly. It's coming. This is a standard setup from what we've seen before. What Eccles is doing over on B. Yes. Your Viper playing down the Snakebite. Every time, man, it's just, we don't see Viper enough. It takes me a second to process. The Snakebite and then the Poison Wall going up. So this stops any sort of early aggression. But you can see that SUMN FC, they don't mind just waiting a minute. They'll wait out the 30 seconds, start to push forward then, and get a little bit of control. The orb being taken, the recon dart going up. I mean, this is giving away the fact that they are here, and you can see Liquid are reacting. They're starting to rotate over straight away. And of course, the wall hasn't been put down just yet from Mystic, so they can actually block off a lot of this site, and there it is going in. But Eccles reacts perfectly. Look at this. Oh, everyone's taking double damage. He's got a Spectre in this round. Should be over and done with, but hold on. Look at the damage SUMN FC are doing, and they've gotten to the site with the spike.
Both trying to bait him out. He's going to go for the default plant if possible. Maybe, he's actually falling back. With all this time, there's no players on A, but how fast can they really get there? Are they going to go for the double dupe? Mind games. Mind games all over the place.
Oh, they're not working though, because look at that position from Jed, having already pushed down middle. They can see that in fact these players are not rotating. They're still outside of B, but for a second the players actually pulled back, given an opportunity, but Scream, well, he just sprays straight through that wall, doesn't give a damn, takes a double, easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Liquid grabbing himself a 2-0. For SUMN though, it's going to be weapons back in their hands, even without being able to get that spike down on the previous round. It'll be the bonus play coming in for Liquid. Only a Phantom up on Link. And this will be the real test for Liquid, because these past couple of rounds were very easy, even with someone trying to fake him out on this. Remember, this is the home ground pick of Liquid. And for all of you guys who may be watching or just trying to understand how this works, if a team wins 2 maps straight away, does not play out the best of 5, it's straight away that team winning. That means you have to win your map pick and your opponent's map pick. And they're called the home grounds. But then if we get a 1-1, we play the full best of 5, and you've got to win 3 maps total to make your way through. It could be 3-1, 3-2, however you want to get it done. And that is the magic of this format right now. And the magic that didn't go Liquid's way is Mo styling on Soulcast. Gets himself into a further forward position, pops out the Leer, and Spike going down as well. Scream's already got his knives out, and this could be problematic, but he just about misses the timing. Right on the edge of it, but still finds Boaster. Not going to be affected by the Leer once again, only blinded for just a few seconds. Scream trying to make those knives work. He wants them to pop up. You know he's looking for a heady anytime soon. Can't make him connect. Now he's back on just a pistol, but Cryptix is there to back him up. It's working out perfectly so far for Liquid, but they've still got to hold on now. But the Scream, even with a ghost in his hand, he's just pistol whipping and shutting them down. Mystic is the last to fall, and Liquid, well, that was a great retake.
Yep, good stuff getting in there, I think, for Liquid, with 3 players surviving as well. And a little stylish defuse from Scream. He's on the rope doing it. He's looking like James Bond in that one. I suppose it's more of a Mission Impossible. James Bond's not really known for being flexible and versatile like that, but still, it's cool, it's suave. 3-0. It's a good start for Liquid on the defensive side. Obviously, this is one of the things that you have to remember within Valorant right now. Teams map to map, it can spiral out of control so much. And I mean, you just think back to the FPX G2 game. G2, at one point, they won, I think it was the second map versus FPX. And then all of a sudden, they got, was it 13-4 or 13-5? I think it was 13-4. And then bounced back in and smashed the next one. And it's one of these things where you can be a team that dominates on one map, but the game, down to the agents that change, the angle, everything about the game changes when you go from a bind to an icebox to a split and so on. So it's never as simple as saying, oh, well, they won this map, therefore it's GG easy.
Yeah, it's a very different style when it comes to Valorant. It's not just playing with the same players. It's about the agent choices. It's about the different mechanics within a map as well. And again, I have to say about this A site, when you want to attack into A, it has to be so fast and explosive. You have to be so set up for it. Now the ult orb's going to be taken. Eccles hiding behind his wall for now. It's not going to be able to stay up for too much longer. And oh, he nicely deals with that. So he may have slightly been seen by the turret here. The Reyna's going to get caught slipping as well. Liquid are all over the map, and that was a flawless victory in just a few seconds. Beautiful.
Someone's been rehearsing their icebox, and I know SUMN FC have. Actually, I said that quickly. It could have sounded like summon, but I meant someone in the form of Liquid. But yeah, for SUMN FC, they've definitely put the work in as well. They've been trying. What is happening to this? It's not even a samurai, right? It's just armor. What's going on here?
Isn't that where Yoru escaped from?
Is it?
Yeah, that's where he broke out from.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's the mask, remember? Look, the mask is gone, and that's Yoru's body.
Yeah.
People didn't know that. Maybe people aren't aware. I thought that was common knowledge.
Aware.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
well,
Yoru.
I
Yoru broke
that.
out of that on Icebox, and then comes into the game.
That
And he
makes a
takes
lot
the
of
mask
sense.
from it. There you go, little
love
tidbits. This is how much I love this game. Even knowing the lore. I want to see some real movies and lore come behind these agents
Oh
as well.
man, yes. You seen these like League of Legends 15-minute
Yeah,
kind of?
man.
Oh man, it gets me. I don't know
I'm all in
anything
it.
about League really. I've been playing a lot of Wild Rift, but I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But you know, those videos still get me hyped, even though I haven't got a clue what it means. I'm like, little cinematic, woo!
Yeah, Riot do some sick cinematics. They get you invested in it. Maybe we'll get some Valorant storylines eventually. But the storylines for now are these pro teams going up against each other and trying to find themselves some success. So far, the success has all been in Liquid's way on Icebox. Scream on the site, trying to hold his position. He was very trapped down there, nowhere to really go from it. He had to win that duel. And now some have got full control of it. The wall will go down, but Cryptic's battling back. It's a one-for-one trade-off, though, so they're still on the back foot here. Now it's about positioning, and again, we always praise SUMN on their positions on these afterplants, but Boaster's just sticking around fighting. Completely done for those two kills onto Eccles and Link, and SUMN grabbed themselves the first round. Now it's time for them to see if they can capitalize on it, because the money is still so strong for Liquid, they won't be taking an eco, probably not even for next round.
One of the things that, in a way, whoa. Where have we gone with this one?
Observer has taken us far outside the map.
We're gone into a different dimension.
I'm trying to find us a new storyline to make up.
Yeah, the maps are all floating in the abyss, just like us. But when it's 4-1 at this point, I don't even know what to think, to be honest, Banks. With these kind of compositions, there's so many things that can vary, attack the defensive side, in how the teams approach with them. We don't have any data. We don't have any way to say solidly, oh, well, SUMN, if they get 3 rounds or 6 rounds, what one is, you know, necessary? I don't know. It's all a waiting game, and between these two teams as well, I know for a fact we can't spin the narrative of, oh, well, they're probably going to be upset, like, you know, they're going to be down and out. They'll play worse if they don't do well in the first couple rounds or anything like that. These guys are professionals. These guys are some of the best players we have in Valorant. So this is not over until someone hits 13. I
want to take you back to that guild game, right, that Liquid played against them on Icebox. It was 13-6 for Liquid, but they got 10-2 on their first half for attacking side, and their defense side is already looking good. We didn't actually get to see too much of the defensive side. Now we're getting a good taste of that. The lineups, the setups, screaming on operators, pretty wild to me in the first place. We'll start to discover more about how good Liquid's Icebox can be. Scream trying to put himself in a good position, but again, he's too far forward. He needs to back the way out of there. Trading out as they try and get onto the A site. Players to be found. Spam coming through from Doma as well. Eccles just trying to stay alive, but he can't hang on long enough. Scream's now brought the knives out once again. He can hear what's going on, but he's chimed that through the wall. It's not what they want to be dealing with right now. Scream just hunting, wants to find an opening. Wants to try and make some magic happen with the knives. In a 3v4, this is certainly winnable, but they need to find this opening. And SUMN, they're just not giving it to him. It's full defensive mode. Doma from up above, straight on top of it, and it's an execution onto Link. Oh, perfect timing from Doma.
Gorgeous stuff from SUMN FC. 2 in a row now, getting right on back up there. But the problem is, thanks to winning so many rounds and so cleanly, Liquid have still got some credits left to spend. They're sat in the arcade, and it doesn't matter that they can't pass the first level on Street Fighter because they can keep on getting back up and fighting again. And they'll never get past it, at least if they're me anyways. I was always good at House of the Dead 4 or 3. Whatever one has the big police guard with the bones. That was a good game. Or Time Crisis 2. But man, put me on one of those Street Fighter machines, I can't do a damn thing.
I'll teach you one day, mate. Don't worry. We'll get some FTC practicing.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I was always that guy that just would learn like 2 moves, and that was me done. I'd just be going in Dragon Ball, firing out one, whatever they're called, little fireball, one at a time, and that was me, just annoying from afar. And as soon as you learned how to counter that, I was gone. I wouldn't get a single hit in.
Enemy tag.
Oh, no.
Straight into the Hunter's Fury.
Dangerous when there's height in play, though, but he's actually being tagged again. Luckily makes it away, but into the open. And Eccles, he got baited into that one. There was nowhere he could go. He was either dead to the Hunter's Fury, or he jumped in the open as he did, and he was dead anyways. Nice early reaction. And I was going to say by Mo. Of course, that's Boaster playing the Sova now.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be duped by that a few times, I feel. And this just goes to the goal of what SUMN FC are trying to achieve here, right? They want to play around with these agent picks and not just have one player on it. And I think that's something Sliggy mentioned at the early part of Valorant, that you're going to have versatility based on the map, depending on how these players want to play. Just because you think that's your agent might not necessarily be the case.
Exactly. You can't come into a game like Valorant and say, I am Jet, and that's it. That's all you ever play. It's not going to work.
Most of ranked do.
That's very true.
Get out of my way.
The many dodges I've had because of it. Oh, that's a nice ult up in the air. Doma trying to catch an angle above the wall. Didn't find it, but Jack and Mo are the ones taking the kills. Doma coming in with the one taps to rival the Jet on the other team of Scream. And a 1v5 now presents itself for the one-tap machine. And of course, he's got a weapon that doesn't actually one-tap most ranges, but it does there. Boaster down, low HP with a wall bang. Not even a wall bang, actually. Doma fell to his death, having tried to get down quick enough to avoid any further damage from Scream. He got down a little bit too quickly. 1v3, you know Scream goes for these, but with the time being so low, don't think it's going to work out.
Doma was saying, anything you can do, I can do better, Scream. And then he decided, goes, nope, I'm going to pull myself back into this some way. Certainly won't win Liquid the round, but he was looking to do some damage and make sure they have to buy back some of these weapons. But 3 in a row now for the SUMN FC boys after a great start from Liquid. And it's Scream right at the top being the difference maker here. But even that might not be enough at this stage. A tactical timeout going to be called by Team Liquid. And they need to rethink their setup, rethink their positions here. Try and figure out what's actually going on and how they handle what SUMN FC are throwing at them.
This is one of the other things that we have to bring up is that you can be slower to start on the attacking side. And I think this is something that was true in Counter-Strike that is definitely true here as well. I think probably... Dude, how many little bears are there? I thought there was only 1 per map. We're seeing 2 guys protecting the little mini door. Look at this. What's behind the door, though? Do we get to see?
The next agent or the next map. Go on. Go through.
Oh, no! No! We never get to find out. We're being teased.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Here we go. We're going in. Yeah. We're going in. More door. Well, it's just an ice wall. Okay.
Disappointment. Absolute disappointment.
Sage has ruined us. She's put an ice wall behind it. I expected a face
there, you know, or something scary. Maybe it leads over to where we're going. Look at this cinematic.
That's the thing, though, man. The way people like do all this data mining and stuff, like there is literally no way you could hide like a small Easter egg in a map. I think the second you ship the update, there'd be someone like, "I found it." Like, what? What do you mean you found it?
I knew your plan all along.
But yeah, 4-3 for SUMN FC. Being slow to start on the attack side, it's always viable. It's always, you got to give someone a little bit of time to breathe and figure out how the defense is being formatted. Oh, look at this. Talking of the defense, normally you'll put the wall down and then play passive around Tube, but this time they want to get aggressive, and this is where having someone like a Breach can help a lot. We saw that from G2, popping the flash and swinging out afterwards, but now Link has to be that little bit more cautious of actually swinging through and looking for these duels with the Sheriff. He will get an early flank on his opponents, though, because there's a lot of presence towards B. I don't know that they're going to fully commit to this, though, considering you still have the Killjoy sitting outside the A site, quite deep as well, and moving up even further. This might be a fake on B.
Yeah, it really could be. They're all over the place for now. Boaster still checking tube to see if anyone might be pushing down.
It's kind of a big risk to play your killjoy so loose like that on a round where you're up against pistols. Maybe they didn't have that read at the time. But then again, you can literally see your opponent's economy. Oh, look at this. Link is in a huge position. He hears the steps. He calls for the rotates, and maybe he can even grab a frag or two with the sheriff. It'll be tough. They're watching for it. They're ready. And Mystic even wants to force the duel. There we go. Nicely done.
All right, Twin.
We really
well,
have been hanging around
staying
each other
alive
too
is there. We definitely have. Do everything together, Mitch.
10 seconds left.
So no players detained, but they took control of the side. And that's nice on a round like this where pistols can do some serious damage, but Soulcast is going to bring out his ult. Mo getting that kills allowed him to heal himself back up. Huh? What just... I thought they planted! Mitch!
So, my microphone was muted there. Couldn't react in the moment. What in the hell just happened? I genuinely...
What?
Look away for 1 second, you're like, oh, they've got sight, they're going to plant the spike, and I look back up and it's like, oh, no. And that's the last time I opened a Red Bull in the middle of a round. That's insane. So they've been completely juked out, not able to plant the spike in time. Team Liquid take the round off time. Not something you really see unless a team is saving. And being very, very, very cautious of all those pistols they were up against, playing a super slow round, usually pays off, but not this time, even despite the kills going their way. SUMN FC have got to be heartbroken. You're allowed one of those. One of those per attacking side. I don't want to see another, though.
That was a round Liquid should have never had a chance in. I'm shocked. I'm actually lost for words.
Yeah, no,
Like, that's not a mistake you would expect from someone.
No, look, but it happens, right? In the heat of the moment, you're trying to, there's so many things going on. Sometimes you just lose track of time, 1 second here or there, and it can cost you the round completely. Mo with a nice opening. That's Eccles gone. That's the B side ripped open completely. You still haven't put down a poison wall just yet. That wall from Viper can come up and completely clear out the B site, but I feel like it's going to go up in mid to block out those middle peaks because these players are starting to push up. In fact, they go through the poison orb and come out underneath the tube where Soulcast gets caught off guard. A recon dart about to go through. It lands in the center of sight, clears up above, and clears into Kitchen Hall. But little do they know, there's already a player crossed over in the spawn, and as they drop cryptics, these players are going to swing. Link is the first to take action, but he falls right afterwards, and with an off shot miss, Scream has to run away. 5 HP. Oh, hold on.
No.
He tried to get an angle, and I think it was the right call. They could have hunted him down if they were in Kitchen and killed him before he even got around the corner of A, but he didn't expect someone to be that close.
That was really close as well, and again, they bounce back. This potentially, Mitch, could have been 5-4. Obviously, we're just living in like a dream world, but it's just, I still come back to that round. The Liquid just had no business winning. As I hear Mitch do the can pop, he's definitely ready to get hyped up.
That was the Red Bull I was trying to get out of the fridge behind me as they ran out of time. So I literally just turn around. I'm like, what the hell has just happened? You think you know what's going to happen, but you never know what life's going to hit you with. But if you're Liquid, you never know what SUMN FC are going to hit you with. And this time, it's something like a pretty direct beat push. Cryptic's in there with one right away. The dismiss, Mo doesn't actually spot the player in the spawn, so Eccles has a chance to go and detect it. Scream coming in to reinforce. A player, I think, spotted jumping over. They know they can be behind yellow anyways, so they're being cautious of it. Little bit of time to waste away with 1 minute on the clock, but I think SUMN FC are going to look to go into third gear pretty quickly here. They don't want to stall out too much based on what happened last time, but you do still need to be very careful. The pistols that they have are quite dangerous, and the ultimate from Jet especially. Oh my! Jack gets it on the last bullet. He was giving up. He was just one last spray in to run away, and he catches Scream in the head. That's unfortunate.
And this is going to enable someone to try and push on in. Eccles has fallen as well, and the site is under their control. Easy for the spike to go down. There's going to be little to no resistance had. Link was trying to spam on through, but that won't work out either. And now Soulcast all alone, trapped with just the Sheriff to fight off with. And someone can quite easily go on the hunt here. They've really turned this around on their attacking side. They've started to figure out what Liquid are showing to them.
Again, like, slow to start isn't always a complete curse. Banks, can you double check for me?
Yep.
Team Liquid in the past. Well, actually, I can pull it up here. It'd be quicker than communicating that.
Just ask them to do something, you know. Here we go.
Yeah. So okay.
Just like we're playing together.
I don't want to put you on the spot too much. So it was the attack side, right, where they found those 10 kills. I just remembered you were saying it before. Versus Guild. So
yes,
10 rounds attack side means that instantly we know that Liquid are going to be a team that can play the attacking side. 5 rounds isn't going to be condemning even if they finish here. So I would almost put more pressure on SUMN to close it out right now, to put 7 on the board. And they should be able to do it in this round. They've got a lot of ultimates. And even look at Team Liquid. They have a res. And that lockdown probably won't have too much impact because SUMN FC have actually got their own Hunter's Fury. They're maintaining control of mid with their Viper and then sending Killjoy again to poke out and stop any aggression on A. The turret up above, as we've seen before, and the peak from down below. This is ensuring that no map control and free information is given to Team Liquid. And SUMN FC know, as nobody's pushed mid and nobody's pushed A, that there's probably going to be rotates towards the B site with how much presence they've made. It looks like even despite that, though, they still want to commit to a push.
Nowhere to run!
There's that Hunter's Fury coming out.
Ooh, lockdown.
Easily takes down Eccles. Pushed him away from the site. Now Cryptic's got to try and hold on. He starts off strong with the first kill, but there's so much more for him to find. He continues to spray as he wants to try and delay that spike plant, but as Boaster wants to try and move on forward and get these extra kills, the rest of his team were falling around him. Now it's all up to Chak. He does have the spike. He's got 30 seconds to play with. Tries to bait him out, but it's the wraparound he needs to be careful of. Oh, and he doesn't expect Link. Push through Kitchen to make it work. The revive coming in onto Scream as they want to make sure they can have the big guns into this next round. Oh, did Scream not get it?
Unless it's been dropped on the floor.
Oh, no.
No, he's running about. Doesn't look like he's got it. That's going to be tough with his ultimate not online either.
Because now you haven't got the revive for the round, yeah. That's just so unlucky.
Turret out.
They're not happy in chat there. You can see the lulls. For SUMN FC, though, look, they've lost another. 6 on the board for Liquid. There's going to be smiles on their face. They're going to be feeling pretty good if you're Team Liquid right now. For SUMN, it's time to figure things out. One last round, one final opportunity to seize every round they've ever wanted. And the question is, much like that ult orb, will they capture it? Or are they going to let this slip into a 2-round advantage for Team Liquid at the halftime on their home ground? This is the opportunity to close it out 2-0 and hold on. Solkas, he had a nice little angle straight away, but doesn't manage to connect the shot. Now presence towards the A site turns into pretty much full A control for SUMN FC.
Mo looking to find himself the opener, and taking down Scream is a big scalp to take. He's often referred to as the heavy hitter for the Liquid lineup. And he's going to try and keep A main at bay. The Viper pick goes down. Mo getting a second kill is going to be huge. Doma's position is checked and he's able to escape, but then he's straight into the clutches of Solkas. Now for the 2v2, and look at Mystic's position. He's cheeky. Instantly onto Eccles. One more player left to find, and Solkas, he's got the health to try and do it, but he needs to get out of there fast. Oh, he's just detained. No, he nearly made it.
They're in
so
range
close
to
to
rush
get
him.
so far, and he's instantly deleted. Mystic gets the kill, and it's a 6-6 scoreline. But that
Switching
is
sides.
potentially enough for Liquid, who showed us an incredible attacking side when they faced Guild.
Absolutely. 10 rounds on the attack. It was solid as could be. What a close round that we ended up with here. And Chak finding that frag. The time slows down and you see, okay, they actually managed to delete the spike plant with all the ultimates that went through and stop the plant from coming in. Okay. That's my first time seeing it, because I was looking at a Red Bull fridge when when that happened. I've never been so confused. I hear like the sound cue and I'm like, wait, what? Oh man. But 6-6 either way, even despite that little bit of a hiccup. It's well, I mean, look, I was gonna say it's pretty even footing for both teams. It is. I mean, they're on exactly the same number, but obviously we have to take into account, is it attack or defensive sided? And from Liquid's past, they certainly seem to have a favor towards the attack, but that's off of basically only one half played, 10 rounds. Yeah. So it's not even that it's just one game, because when you look at the scoreline, what they played 7 rounds or 6 rounds defense, So it was a very, very short one. Whereas when you look at SUMN FC in the grand final versus Heretics, this is where they won it. A very similar attack side, 7 rounds on the board. And obviously, had we not have had that little hiccup of time, they would have had 7. They were very close to it. But it was their defensive side where they actually thrived, winning 6 out of 8. So now we have this really interesting second half where we've seen SUMN's defense is probably their better half. And Liquid are definitely strong on the attack. And now both of their, I will say very loosely and with a massive caveat, strongest halves will go up against each other. And this bear here, I don't know what's in that bottle, but I hope it's orange juice.
Yeah, man, definitely orange juice.
Well,
100%.
I don't know what's happened to his buddy there, but he seems to be passed out from too much orange juice.
You know, too much fizzy pop can just send your stomach a little bit crazy. He's got a knife in his hand as well. Don't know if I should be worried or not. What's going on here between these two?
Yeah, don't drink orange juice and play with a combat knife. I don't know. He seems very threatening for a man who's lying down. I've never been so scared of a plush toy.
You'd still give him a hug, though, wouldn't you, Mitch?
Ah, would of course. Yeah, when are we getting those little toys? Like those little plush bears? Valorant, Riot have already put out statues, right, of Jet and Phoenix. I want a little teddy bear and whatever the other guy is, the blue fella.
Rabbit?
Could be. Never seen a blue rabbit, but you never know. Either way, here we go, starting out the defensive side of SUMN FC. Doma swings on through, and they've already pushed up straight through middle and grabbed themselves an opening duel. They know these players are trapped in B, so it's definitely time to try and get that spike planted. And what better way to do it than putting up that sage wall, guaranteeing the wall going up, and no damage done to the Liquid guys as they fall back, but a man disadvantage now for them to defend against.
Out of charge.
Yeah, they may not have the numbers, but they certainly have the setup. Oh, the wall goes up against them, though. Now they have to push on through it. Someone look to try and take a challenging charge. They go in for the fight. Doma starting off with the kills they need, but that's all they're going to get for now. Mystic firing on back, and although Mo is there as well, has he done enough? They're on the hunt for the Sage. They managed to find it, but they're going to play around the yellow box. He tries to get the heal on and get himself up into full health, but they're just playing cat and mouse. He's running around non-stop. He's going to sit on the defuse, but it's not going to work out. And he doesn't even get the kill as Link played that to perfection.
He might die to the spike, but he dies a martyr, and one that's succeeded in pushing his cause. 7 rounds on the board now for Liquid. Both pistols under their belt. And Banks, you made a statement in the very first day of this tournament saying, if you win both pistols, you damn well better be winning the map. At least you should be. 4 rounds for free in MR12. That is generous, shall we say. And so, if you get both, that lead, that advantage, has to be capitalized on. For SUMN FC, though, I didn't catch at the end, but they didn't force buy up fully, right? They're just on an eco at the moment, and you can see they're rushing forward, attempting to grab some ult orbs and some early fights, but nothing is going their way. The Jet tagged up heavily and about to be eliminated. Scream. Hello. Oh, no! Doma took him out! He tried to style on him and got punished.
Doma's really trying to take the Scream in so many of these engagements. It may just be a round going for Liquid anyway, right? So there's not too much Doma can hope for there, but a bit of fun is always nice to see between those.
Spike planted.
And, oh, he just missed it. Doma's like, oh, I can get one step closer. Nope, ult orb get taken away.
That's a shame, timing-wise. Like, in a round like this, where you've got so little, that is something that is a massive advantage and a massive win for you, but it's unfortunate for poor old Doma. At least he got the kill on the Scream, retrieved the weapon, but with 25 HP, there's really not a lot that you will be expecting from him. You can see he's just tucked in on a corner, hoping to catch someone off guard, but he's been spotted, detected by Link. Now, I think that was a full 5-man buy of Spectres for Team Liquid. And indeed, you can see 4 remaining, and they lost 1 on Scream, so it was. That's, you know, in rounds like that, sometimes you'll see investment into, I've seen Guardians, but also into Phantoms and Vandals. Even players playing without armor to get a weapon up like that. And then obviously carry it through to the next. They would be playing more ranged and more passive. And if you're up against classics, that should be fine. But for SUMN FC, it's not the end of the world, because this round, like losing those first 2, this round should be clean. It should be theirs. 4 Spectres and a Sheriff to play up against. They've got Phantoms and Vandals galore. This is where they should be taking 1. and denying Liquid the bonus round. If Liquid get this bonus round, James, I'm very worried for SUMN FC.
Yeah, that'll be more than problematic for him. This is a round where someone needs to solidify their defense and try and work out. Obviously, they very likely did some VOD review on Team Liquid, considering they played this map once already in this tournament. Mo's position, he should be good for at least one kill here. Scream not checking up just yet. Oh! Just in the nick of time. Scream will be traded out, but this gives Team Liquid an easy way onto the site. Doma was slowed down and couldn't push on in. He's going to wait for the rest of his team to come in and back him up. And they watch the Sage fade away.
Standing ahead.
Oh, got a tag off, so they know some angles are clear at least. Mystic grabbing himself the opening as they push forward and try to force Team Liquid into showing their hand early and not run that clock all the way down. Boaster swinging on the right side. Quick shot looking for more, but Cryptix denies it. The Spectre's still able to do a lot of damage. Here's the setup coming through from Viper to block vision, and Eccles doesn't stand a chance. Quick headshot by Doma. A 3K, but a very close round considering what was in it. Again, Liquid didn't have a lot. 4 Spectres and a Sheriff, and they... who was it? It was Doma and Cryptix, who was like 1 HP in the end of that. They easily could have been taken down by that Spectre and put into a 1v1. So a hair's length away from giving Liquid 9 rounds, but just about fixing it up. Oh, that's a weird texture when it like turns at the corner.
It goes into itself, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to look at it up close like that though. You'd have to be no clipping if you were to do that. Or you'd have to be Omen back when Icebox actually came out and Jet used to be able to get outside the map. I remember those days. Before it was in comp though.
Thankfully. That's why we test these maps out first. Now for SUMN on this round. That last one, it came down right to the wire. Okay, 2 alive, but it certainly wasn't an easy round for him. Now they're going up against the Liquid who's going to have all the weaponry in their hands. A Liquid that we know loves to try and run down the clock a little bit. Wait for someone to make some mistakes. The wall's going to go up straight away. And it does seem more presence towards B still here. Scream being oh so careful as he works his way around yellow.
Alarm bot passive in the back as well stops any flankers. All they have to worry about at this point is the front side. That wall should be running out fairly soon though, so they have to be very careful. The ice wall goes up instead from Sage to at least provide some cover, and evidently misread from me because that wall is still up. Only just now falling, but it's well after the plan, so well timed by Liquid to get into the site, get their plan through, and now play as passive as they want. But Eccles, he's already thrown through both of his snake bites. He's staying aggressive because he's popped his ultimate. These players are going to need to make a move quite quickly to get on in and deny the utility that's still up for Liquid. As you can see, oh, Eccles, he's grabbed a kill for free. You're not even supposed to get them with the ultimate, but he does it twice. That can happen when you're spraying someone down and the ultimate like ticks down damage, it decays them at the exact same time. So it doesn't know, was it the gun or was it the ultimate? It gives it to the ultimate, and of course, the ult can't kill you, so it doesn't have a texture. It's just a square. You've been squared.
No longer have you been fragged, you've been squared.
Been killed by the cube.
That was huge though. Really well played by Eccles. He took full advantage of every situation there. He forced them into the pit. Or they weren't going to get... But what? What? So gas! Oh, Mo just got served completely. Liquid going to continue to push on forward. SUMN tried to go aggressive at A and fight off against Liquid. But they just showed him who's boss.
Wreck and face. If you're Liquid, you've got everything to work with. This is your round. This is double digits assuredly, because I don't think SUMN are even going to go in for this. It's a real kick in the teeth this late on in Icebox as well. You're probably facing it a one... Oh, Mystic. Oh, no. Cryptix was happy to just keep on baiting him. Like, yeah, keep taking damage from my turret, buddy. And what's key about that, and it's a micro analysis, but the time that he took, so he swings out, goes back in, he expects that player will turn and shoot his turret at that point because he's taking so much damage from it. Like, yes, it only tickles you up, but oh, here we go. Thank you. Beautiful replay. So he waits until another burst goes through, and now he's like, okay, he has to be shooting my turret. Swings through and takes the fight. It gives him a small advantage. Like, okay, Mystic hadn't turned and shot it, but he was already so low that it was an easy fight anyways.
Well, it worked out well for him. And Team Liquid, they are one step closer for taking us to a full best of 5 here. SUMN, their defense hasn't worked out. They just tried to throw us a bit of aggression towards Liquid and try and make it work. But it still wasn't enough. Now they just headshot Scream from that distance. Not bad at all, but he'll be healed back up. Just lesser weaponry in a round like this for SUMN. I don't fancy their chances at all.
And they have a couple of ults that they can get onto the site and create a little bit of space when Liquid are pushing through, but realistically on the defense, it's so much harder to bridge that gap with ultimates than it is on the attack, and especially on Icebox, where something like a lockdown, which obviously isn't even in play for SUMN FC, but if it was, isn't quite as impactful as it will be on others.
Good attempt.
Oh, Link spraying down. I think he caught him just about above the wall. Classic's coming through to try and deal with him, but he doesn't give a damn. The nade coming in. He just bails back, pops the heal on his teammate, and they're going to look to survive this with all 5 players. It's possible, but Mo might be the thorn in the side. That turret, I think, is facing down middle, so won't actually see him as he pushes forward. But Cryptix is playing an angle that I don't think I've actually ever seen played before. Oh, and he's punished for it as well. I was leading to that being, you know, the angle that should get him a kill for free. But never mind. Hold on. Screen just looked down. But he's in the tube. He didn't notice that Jack was actually up close. Makes use of the wall to catch off the kill. His opponent's wall, in fact, to kill Link. That's devastating. If you're Link, and he's even in chat there giving out to him. You've been sacked.
Oh, a little bit of fun. At least these guys are still having it. But for SUMN now, they really are looking at a potential end here, unless they can slowly turn this around, because on the gun rounds, it's not looked too convincing. Liquid have had the better executes. We knew they were going to come in strong on their attacking side, but we had obviously seen them only go up against Guild, so you could try not to read too much into it. But now, with this for SUMN, 1 round away from match point, that's a big problem for them. This buy is going to have to come up absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's got to be flawless from this point forward, and we know SUMN are a solid defensive side team, but with 1 shot, it's going to be pretty tough. 13-11, the scoreline they're looking for. 6 consecutive rounds. Now, they have lost, obviously, both pistols, which makes it very, very difficult for them. But just, there's another bear. He's hanging out without a hazmat suit on. That's not very COVID friendly. I suppose if one out of 3 of you hasn't, then it's technically safe, right? But you should all be being safe just in case. Solkis, that's very close. Oh, it's actually so close that it did hit Jet and took him down quite a few notches. Doma's going to be hurting after that one, but nobody to heal him up. That's a shame. He's about 80 HP, 70 HP, so it's not the worst. But for Team Liquid, look at the ults that they've got to play with as well. An A hit at some point, I imagine, is where they're going to make use of that lockdown. B is not very useful for lockdown. It's so open, it's so big, they can defend you from pretty much anywhere, and it doesn't add a whole lot. Or your ult is in the open, in which case, very easy to shoot through smokes and all that sort of stuff. So this is one of those situations where you expect it. Oh, they're actually committing fully. So here's a showstopper. They have got the ult then of Killjoy to block off afterwards to play the post plants, and no one gives the opportunities away. Solkis losing a lot of his HP in the process. Tags coming through from the Hunter's Fury, and a lot of the guys are low now from Team Liquid. Not just the HP, but they've lost a lot of armor from that tag up as well. But they're happy to just play passive because of that res and because of that lockdown. SUMN FC, having already wasted their Hunter's Fury, are going to really struggle to deal with those ults.
SUMN now need to make the numbers in their favor, but it's not working out for them. They're falling for the trap. Liquid in the background. The lockdown isn't destroyed. Doma is detained, and he is soon to be killed. There we go.
Yeah, so they took a gamble there, SUMN FC, and it's not a bad call. Especially, we know who they are. And I'm guessing that was Mo calling that, because we saw him just yesterday, right? Swing through into a lockdown, give no respect to it, and find a triple kill of a team that was completely unaware. But we gave the caveat back then, that was an inexperienced team. That was not a well-oiled machine like what we see from Liquid with Big Brain Sliggy in the background and very nearly in the server if it wasn't for Link fixing his ping. So when they put that lockdown in play, there's still 3 players staring straight at the corner, ready for you to come pushing forward. And once they'd committed to it, there was no time to back off. They had to just push and try to make it happen. Doma with a bulldog of all things, because this is their last opportunity, right? Lose this round, the map is over. It is map point for Team Liquid to bring this into a full best of 5. So SUMN FC forced by, and they even find the opening duel with it. And just one more thing quickly while it's a slow part. If you don't know how this works, both teams have a home ground. Basically, this series is a best of 5, but if you win 2-0, it's over. So it's a best of 5 with an out. But if it goes 1-1, just a normal BO5.
And for some of the pull this back, it would be them having to force us into overtime. With Boaster going down, it's not looking pretty. Mystic hiding in his pit, hoping someone's going to challenge him soon. Now, Mo's not been doing badly on that Reyna, but he's trying to take so much space. He's got the spike, and that's something he can play off of here. But he also needs some backup, and he needs it sooner rather than later. Because more of the Liquid players are starting to make their way to him. He's heavily outnumbered. Straight in with the kill, heals himself back up, wants to stick around for the fight. He's spraying them all down, and this is perfect. Scream on the hunt will finish him off, and Scream says, you cannot play a Reyna against me. I know exactly how that goes.
My boy, my man, the Mystic Man, the Mitch Man and Mystic Man. On the line is a candlelit dinner with me at the next LAN for Mystic. My favorite Viper, and a 1v2 to try and clutch this one out. You said Scream obviously took that fight, he won it, but he was so low after that fight with the enemy Reyna, and unfortunately, unlike when he's playing Reyna, can't heal himself up. He's been spotted, and he hasn't spotted Mystic, who's now creeping up. This angle might not be expected so late on after it's just been cleared. There we go for the first, and with Scream being so low, Mystic could actually clutch this one out. Down goes the Poison Orb. He taps it. He's going to get it halfway. Scream wants to get in there and go for the right click, and that's what closes it out. 13-7. Team Liquid avoid losing their home ground. The best team on this map, and I think between these two, we've got a pretty tough game. Sky coming out on Liquid, as was being talked about on the analyst desk, that there's potential for her to see an appearance here, and indeed, we're going to see it.
Well, Mitch, we're into the best of 5, so you know what time that means? We get ready. We get cooking.
Oh, there we go.
We bring ourselves in. The Sugar-Free Red Bull has been popped. I want to be an ultimate performance for an ultimate game between 2 of the best teams in Europe, and they are giving it some welly on the SUMN side early on, but they're going into a 3-man stack. Doma boasts himself up high, he slaps them down, but his teammates are falling around him. Eccles toying with the sides of the smoke. Doma on the hunt for him. He'd already done a lot of damage, but those flashes come through in the nick of time. It's Boaster and Doma to finish this off, but Link on the Sage, coming round with a flank, trying to see if he can get something done here. They may expect it. Oh, Doma instantly loses his head. They're fighting off on it. Boaster needs to be careful. The heal's coming in for Link. The battle Sage is ready. The spike. Oh no, it's so far away. This is problematic, and Boaster doesn't have much to work with. With that wall going down, maybe he picks up another classic and tries to break it, or he just knives it down.
So the thing about this wall is it actually stops you from worrying about a flank. Sorry, it means you can exclusively worry about a flanker. As you can see, movement back towards middle. Link is clearing this out. Now he knows, okay, there's no way Boaster is anywhere else. He should be long, but the wall is still up, and you can see that on the mini-map. So Link needs to be very careful. He should be aware of that, but he comes through, tries to get the flank on. But now, how do you get into that spike? That wall is still up. You've got to wait for it to break or help it along the way, but it's going to take quite a while, and I don't know that he even has the time. He's going to be worried about being pushed in the back. 7 seconds as he pushes forward and goes for this plant, but he has to stick it. Then, oh, maybe he'll go for the fight, but no, he gets it all the way down just in time. 0.08 of a second, I read it as, left, and he sneaks his way over into Garage. Link has no idea. Boaster caught off by the right clicks. A headshot for Link and a round win. What a way to start off Haven.
Mitch, I didn't even get to say, because you took so much time at the beginning before we got into the first round, that what do we love to see? Link on his Sage, When Liquid do the special B push, they wall off left side and run on in. But my oh my, Link just pulled it off from the beginning on his own special way and gave us a C long wall to cause Boaster a world of... I'm just impressed, though, that Boaster even got the spike down, to be fair.
Versus this composition that SUMN FC have, I think going in for the what used to be the Liquid special, right? That, as you're talking about, rushing B, left side wall, push in, smoke right, is very dangerous. You're now dealing with grenades. You're dealing with Killjoy utility, which is all over B, as you can see. You're dealing with a Sova, who at this stage of the game can be bouncing in those shots. I'm looking at SUMN FC's composition, obviously, but when we go to the attacking side for Liquid, it's very, very dangerous. It's very tough to play against. So there's a lot that can go wrong. So I don't know if we'll even see that on the attack. Certainly not to the same level that we used to, but it has always and will always be the Liquid special whenever we see any team do it. But Link clutched out the previous round, got a chance for a big play indeed. A triple kill as he just shuts them down on the spray. I thought that was going to be one kill fall back kind of thing, but the timing on that was perfect.
Spectre at that range is something you don't want to have to deal with.
Oh.
Well, someone, they just met the full force of it. Good control as well. It can get a bit wild at times.
Yeah. I think he was even going to fall back potentially. You could see his crosshair kind of like flick left a little bit, and then he's like, oh wait, another guy's just ran in front of me. Oh, and another guy. It was only losing control of the spray that cost him it.
It's going to be a bonus round for Liquid, though. Link's the one with the Phantom, but most players seem to have stuck with the Spectres. Straight away, flashing around the corner, seeing what they can find. And that's a great way to get the ult orb, actually. You flash round, you don't get the sound cue, you go, okay, I can take a bit of a risk here. Now straight away, Doma's coming with a raise ult. They'll try and stop their show somewhere, but already the time is ticking away. He fires it off into the spawn, but no one's there. So it's a wasted opportunity, but it did force him back to allow him to take control of that C site. It's always nice if you can do both, get the information, force them out of the site, and get a kill. But sometimes it's just worth it to really give you the space you need. On top of that, they've got the heavier upgraded weapons, and some are now back into their comfort spots of having the post-plant positions.
And Liquid going to struggle with this one. You know, the res that they've got up just can't be used at this point. They're going to be looking to move into the C site as a unit. Coming through Garage, 3 players, stun goes down. Nice kill for Doma, but that's all he gets. Trade back is immediate. Mo stands on the spot for a triple, holds his ground, and that is the end of the round. There's no way to get away with this one. And indeed, Sulcus doesn't get away. Get away from the site because he is taken down immediately, putting SUMN FC up on their first round at a quick answer back after losing the pistol in such a close fashion. They're not letting the first buy round for them go the same way.
This is really nice though at the end. They're getting the 2 kills. They were softened up a little bit to help them out. But now with Liquid, you had the bonus round, which kind of saves you. It means you do have a pretty good buy in this one. Link only rocking the Frenzy though, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And they still have a revive in play. That's a key thing to look at when it comes to this. So even if it gets dicey, it's not the end of the world. Adoma's already looking to get himself charged up for another showstopper. Oh, good spam through. So Liquid expected that. They heard the sound cue. They're going to try and take advantage of it.
This is going to be one of those rounds for Team Liquid where they'll go for those earlier engagements, but if they're not offered up and they're not found, you turtle, you play passive. You've got a res right now, so you don't want to lose a player out in a position where they can't be picked back up in the late round. And so, you know, generally, that means you're not going to see players, for example, pushing down C long, even though there's been no presence here, getting aggressive on middle. What is interesting is how passive middle is. This Killjoy utility keeps a lot of information in their favor for Garage and mid, but it doesn't spot Mystic. He's crept past them. He's went up above in the smoke, made his way to the back of B site now. Of course, it's then tripped once that push comes through. But Doma, they expected him to be close. Do they expect these teams to have already pushed right up through Garage? Aftershock, in effect, Mo with the kill. And SUMN FC with a 2v4, a tough one, with Echo still on the back of the site.
Oh, they're not going to check it. Easy first kill. He should expect another player there, though. Mo very low on health. Won't be able to do any damage from here. Very well held from Liquid. And a heavy focus so far from someone onto this C site. It seems like somewhere they want to try and exploit a weakness out of, but they've not really discovered it. They found their way in, but even that, struggling to get the plants down.
Well, that's true. I mean, in this previous round, they ran into a pretty odd setup. Think about how quickly they pushed into B there. For Jet to be where she was, I mean, Scream caught them off guard for sure. Then the fact that you have the alarm bot inside the garage, despite the utility of Killjoy being on B, and 2 players ready to react on the C side. So late in the round with no information, it's very unusual. That is a good setup by Liquid, really, to catch someone FC off guard. But you see now they start to change it up a bit. And again, especially after losing Sage, so that revive isn't necessarily a worry. That's where you start to make information plays. Having spotted so many players outside of A, Eccles pushes right down on C long, gets that position. Now they know that side of the map is secure, and with the Killjoy utility as it is, the only place that Summon FC can move towards without being spotted out is the A site, which is why you still have the heavier stack of 2 players over there.
Now, Liquid, they've got a lot to play with here. They should have a good idea of what's going on, considering the forward position they've taken. With Scream getting that big kill, expecting the Omen teleporting up high. He's ready and waiting for the next strike. He's also got backup from the Killjoy towards the back of the site. And Cryptix decides to strike right when the iron's hot, before someone can really get their ground on. Scream getting the extra information. The plant's going to be coming in
30
now,
seconds left.
but he's able to play straight off the back of it. Someone are being picked apart one by one, but Moan and Chak, they're looking to turn this around. This could be huge. Cryptix, he's still the one who's being the nuisance for him. He's been there all round long. If they can deal with him, they might have a chance. But they still have to be careful of Eccles as well. Plant's going to come in because the time is real low. And all Liquid needs to do is play this together. But Mo has some razor sharp aim. But this time, he won't be able to pull off the shots.
Some razor arp shame after that one, that's for sure. You know, it's sad. If they had still had the 2v2 with the Hunter's Fury online, that could have been a round win. You back off towards middle, play the 1v2, and then Hunter's Fury to try and run down the clock a little bit more if it gets there. He also had 1 shock dart, I think, if my memory is serving me correctly, which can obviously further help. You pop in the shock dart, hit Hunter's Fury, you don't even need to fire it off, and they'll be running away. So it buys you even more time. A bit of a shame that it went the way it did, but certainly not for Liquid. That's for damn sure. I've seen this teddy bear before. You won't catch me off guard with that one. He's definitely had too many orange juices. He could be falling out that window. That's careless. It's dangerous. Don't do it at home. Don't. Whatever you see teddy bears do in Valorant, don't try to do it at home. It's like the WWE. For Team Liquid, though, they're up against a weak buy, pistols galore, and they also have every ult, with the exception of Skies, which is burned up in the last round. So you're going to be pretty confident in winning this one out without even deploying ultimates, I would imagine. But if it gets a little dicey, I like the attempt by Cryptix there. Get up close to Doma so that he's scared to hit himself with it, but he wasn't. He was not deterred.
So this is going to be difficult either way for Summon. They're already on the back foot, but they didn't have much invested. At least getting a plant down again is going to be helpful. And Scream in with the straight kills. Headshots galore. And like we heard from the desk, right, this is much better to see Scream back on the jet, but also with his guns in hand, not an operator. We do not like the operator Scream. He's just too good to be on it.
Oh, you're saying operator players are noobs? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, Scream makes a rifle look like an operator. He doesn't need to have the scope.
I don't know about this one. Mixwell's going to be having words with you after this. Not going to be too happy. But yeah, if you're Liquid right now, you'll definitely be happy. But with all those ultimates, as I said, they didn't have to expend any in the previous round. Lynx had his ult for about 7 rounds at this point. I imagine that's going to be used up. They're going to go after the ult orb, but they hear a little bit of utility coming over, so they're somewhat cautious of actually committing towards the orb. Screen takes the kill to Doma. This should deter further aggression, really. But you can see Boaster is waiting around. He's hoping that an opportunity is given. Breaking the wall to try and bait this player out into peeking, and Link, well, he might just go for it. He's starting to get itchy feet and starting to move around, do the dance. But he's not yet going for the frag. Eccles tucked in the left side is Paranoia and burns it up very early on with a Scream to swing on in and take down Mystic. Lovely stuff. And the spike now dropped.
A good flash and Scream. He is feeling it. We used to love his Reyna when it came to playing Haven. But I just think it's this map he feels comfortable with. The way he's taking these fights, his fast attacking ways, the spray downs and ultimate headshots all coming through. And Boaster, well, he's tried to get a flank on go, but his teammates couldn't stick around long enough. But Soulcast, he's well aware that this could be going on. 6-1 scoreline, Mitch, and I'm starting to get a bit nervous for SUMN here.
Yeah, no, I think the sweats are certainly starting to kick in. Probably not just for us, but for SUMN as well. In this position, it's looking a little bit grim. But they come into this round, again, ultis stacked up. But Liquid haven't been committing anything. They've been tucking them clean as can be, waiting for pushes, and it's been off base utility that they're winning a lot of these fights. Eccles, for example, in the previous round, the paranoia that he threw through, allowing Scream to take the fight on top mid. SUMN, oh, look how many players are here. They smoke off Scream. He's getting out of there. And the important thing here is he conceals, or rather, he saves, conserves is the word I was going for, his dash.
Oh.
He doesn't use it up on the way out. He was waiting until he got tagged, and this means that he can allow himself to continue taking aggressive peeks and doing all this damage. That's, oh, it's not even covered either of the players. Utility comes out, Scream bails, player on site dies, sure, but the damage done. This is a fairly good trade-off for Team Liquid with the ults they still have to work with, especially with lockdown and garage control.
That is the best of a bad situation for Liquid, right? SUMN commit the ult, they push on in. Scream had already tagged a few of them up through smoke, but then was out of position. He manages to miss the ult and still get a kill, and now he's still alive to push back into this. The rest of his team are around them, and they can push off the back of this. They're going to have some extra information, and Scream picks up another kill. He's online, he's activated, and he is shutting SUMN down. Mystic is going to try and escape, as the attacker Killjoy has come in at the same time. It's a double Killjoy to try and play off the back of this. Link expects this, he's ready and waiting. He wants Mystic to push on forward. Oh, nicely done by Mystic.
He faked the
Perfect
TP, but
patience.
they knew what was happening, and yet they still fell for it. They still lost the fight. Mo, he's in trouble at this point. He's blinded up. He can't do a damn thing, but there's no time. There's no time left. Mo's just swinging, and it's gone. It's done.
Should have stayed on him.
Oh, man. Especially after they didn't get tagged up by the second one. They could have just tanked it. I guess maybe he was low. I didn't actually fully check that, but I gotta say, man, you think 2020 was bad? That's double lockdown. I mean, it's even worse. What fresh hell is this? But yeah, one of the things there for Mystic that really confused me, so he used the teleport. I've seen the teleport used and then you cancel it to avoid the lockdown, but obviously he was afraid the players would push up. So he tries the early flank to actually stop them coming out after the lockdown or as soon as it ended, which ended up actually costing them a little bit more time, which ended up costing them the round, right? Not only that, but he did a shadow step. There's nowhere else he could have gone. He was still only going to peek that corner, right? And yet he still wins the duel. Like, they were 100% aware that was about to happen. And he still wins. It's unbelievable.
Games of Link, and he was making Link second guess everything that was normal.
Wait, where did he shadow step to? Bang.
How did you go somewhere? Bang. Oh! He just sat there dazed and confused like, this was like 900 IQ that didn't make sense.
If it works, man.
Eccles trying to get himself some extra information in this round, though. Doesn't go all the way through with it. But we'll have a scout around. The smoke's going to be placed down as well. For now, SUMN, and they're just checking their angles, checking their corners, clearing out all the positions. Oh, perfect timing on the flash. Soulcast won't get the information he needs off the back of it, though. It will push SUMN away. Careful now for Soulcast. They're definitely going to be sold that this is going to be hitting. More flashes coming out, and they are scared. Liquid, they can't get a full read on this. Scream. He manages to get a kill onto Boaster. Boaster had flashed him. And he just flashed out himself. Jack decides to push on through, and he'd already taken a lot of damage there. Time was not on their side, and they needed the site control. Doma trying to hold on and make it last. May have just bought enough time to get this spike plant in, but they hear it, they jump off it. Wow.
I do like that round from Soulcast. I really like the reaction to put the flash out. He was ready for it. As soon as the flash came through, he blinds up Boaster. Boaster screwed. He's out in the open, an island by himself. The impact of that is huge. If Boaster had found that opening kill, you would have ended up with a rotation towards A and a much weaker C side when they push through. I think the main problem that SUMN FC are having right now is dealing with that Killjoy utility, because a lot of their rounds seem to rely on fakes and baiting out over rotations, but that's not really possible when you play against a Killjoy who is solo locking down Garage and B, knowing that they've got control of that the whole time. Worst case scenario is they rotate one more player off C, but still have Eccles in the back site, and Scream, such a nasty start to the round. I saw him creep into Garage in the early, on the mini-map at the very start, but that's just disgusting. To grab the kill, to dash out, reposition, and he's even going to look for a little bit more, but that nade, it deters it.
For now. Well, they still push up into him, and you don't want to challenge Scream when he's in form like this. Liquid are just winning out all the crazy duels. And Chak, well, he's laughing. Probably nervously laughing at this stage, as they're facing an 8-2 scoreline.
One enemy remaining.
And it's just not looking good for him over and over again. Scream still hanging about, and of course it has to be a headshot. I tweeted out about the headshot percentage coming out of Jadi. I'm wondering what Scream's is going to be at the end of this game.
You know, in most tournaments that we've seen, Scream has had the highest headshot percentage by a substantial amount. And the other thing you have to consider is that he's playing with the Phantom a lot of the time. Yep. So his headshots aren't even instant kills, which obviously means that the majority of the time, a kill for Scream, if he hits a headshot and it's outside of 50 meters, is going to be headshot body shot, which even further reduces his headshot rating. So he's insane, basically. But then some players are going to call him a noob and say he's got no brain, and then not make it through the quarterfinals, which is quite hilarious.
Oh, shout
out AKM.
Mitch. Shots fired. Obviously, the rumored Monkey Business roster to be going to OG Esports, because the rumors are to be true. What is to be true in this round, though, that Scream's actually having to battle back this time as his teammates are falling around him. 4 still left up in it for SUMN, and they look to try and change the pace and move on over to A. Mystic has snuck on back into the A site, and he'll have the information for his team to play off of. Instantly deals away with the turret, and now SUMN are going to be in a good spot because Liquid are going to have to retake this. Oh, they're so cautious, though. They're so nervous about what could be happening next.
Here's a
The
problem.
flank's coming on here. It's Tolka straight away delivering it. And the Killjoy being planted in. Both are trying to flash his way to success. Looks to poke on both, but of course it's Scream to get the refrag. They were both there waiting, ready for it. The damage coming in. Mystic wanted to end the Killjoy ultimate, but it wasn't going to be possible for him.
One player detained and killed immediately, so Chak is the last one alive, but I think they actually got duped out by that. They thought that that was Chak detained and were looking for him to kill him, but then realized, no, that was the guy that they just killed. That could have cost them on time. That really looked like they were being duped by their own ulti. But either way, Liquid coming out on top
Last round
and swinging. You think about how the first map went down. SUMN FC were looking like they were going to make me early to dinner, but now I'm going to have to eat later on, because this is not only looking like, obviously we're going to end up with 4 maps minimum, but for SUMN FC, the 5th is going to be tough to reach. Liquid on 9 rounds, pushing for double digits to close this out, still with a revive. I genuinely feel like Link has had that since the very beginning. I don't think he rezzed,
did he? Once, hasn't he? Once.
Oh, did he?
Surely.
Okay.
Surely.
I don't remember it, but maybe it happened amidst the sheer chaos that was going down. A technical pause comes into effect. You know what? That gives me time. I'm going to check the VOD. I'm going to see if he did use it. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Then we're going to Split next, mate. Split is the next map as well. And they're both okay on Split, right? They can both give it their all. But I'd certainly feel more comfortable with Liquid Split at this point. Well, this round's going to get started anyway. And that's a strong spec to kill. Soulcast overruns completely. Full force coming in. Echo's on the site. He's smoked out. Does avoid being tagged up for now. Trying to play off the side of the smoke. And he was tagged up and not fragged up. He even gets away with a kill before going down.
Spike planted.
Link may be able to use the revive finally in this one as Mitch is desperately trying to find out if he used it yet.
I don't think he did. I just looked through really quick. I don't think he did at all. But the problem is, look at the position of these bodies. They have to drop down the site and go for a res in the open or take long control where there's 2 players tucked in. That res is probably just going to be used as a bait if it gets used at all. The problem as well is that Mystic is here. There's the paranoia going through. That's going to slow it down. The nade cost them even more time. Liquid really being pushed out of this when they have to use Jet to get in there, but Mystic shuts him down. Now an ult from Doma to close it out. Cryptix has gone really well handled by SUMN FC. And I believe the first time I've ever seen a Sage get her ult up in round 2 or 3 and not use it for the whole game. But it worked out with Team Liquid coming out on 9.
Yeah, 9-3 scoreline. Really solid here from Liquid. Now they've got their attack inside to try and make this work. But you've got to say that the problem I saw with this, there wasn't many of these rounds where it was super close and someone were like, had a chance of winning it out. There wasn't so many of the clutch rounds in there. And that's a problem. There was some very decisive rounds. Always a couple of players left for Liquid. And when Scream's activated like this, there's just not much you can do.
There's always a lot that you have to think about when it comes into a tournament like this right before the season starts. And it's very similar to when you have like the opening games. I don't know if people watch the NFL, but there's preseason games, and usually you don't put out like your main QB, you put out your backups, right? Like your new players you picked up in the draft and all that sort of stuff, and give them a try. So you can kind of figure out the pecking order of stand-ins. Now, obviously, we don't have 10-man rosters. Well, outside of Southeast Asia, where myself and Banks have seen some pretty deep rosters in terms of players. But I think for these guys, you are going to be holding back a little bit. You'll be trying new comps because you don't want to give everything you've got away for VCT. At the same time, Team Liquid, they're looking hot. After that first map being absolutely crushed, I'd no doubt they wouldn't be, you know, counting themselves out of it mentally, but this is one tough one to take. Hold on, look at this. They abandoned breaking the wall in mid because Team Liquid, they're fast approaching the A site. They're already out. They're clearing it, and now they're looking for the spike plants just after the utility goes. Eccle's going to plant over an Angel.
Spike planted.
They've got an idea. They've heard it. 2 players underneath. Heaven, this could be dangerous if they drop down. The flash is perfect, and blinded up, taken down. Almost poster. Hello, reload. Oh, I don't know how Echo survived that long.
Eccles was dodging bullets for days. Now it's all on Soulcast. Oh, the smoke fading at the worst time for him. He was certainly going to struggle in that round either way, but that was a big pickup for SUMN. Getting the pistol, give him a chance to fight back into this, potentially guaranteeing him the next round unless we see a force-up from the Liquid camp, which we don't usually do from them. They're normally the ones to play it a bit safer.
Yeah, SUMN are going to be delighted with that, though, getting in so quickly on the defensive side, winning out the pistol. We saw the downfall of losing both only in the previous game, and so at least some vote of confidence towards them as they started out, but yet to chain 2 rounds together, if you can exclude the halftime break, which I generally would. They're independent events. Last round of the first and first of the second, but as we come into this one, they're going to try to do exactly that, chain a second round onto the first, and it's easier to do here than it has been for them so far because the weapons they're up against do not quite match the merit and the power of their own. In fact, this is an eco from Team Liquid. We've seen more recently teams go for full buys when it comes into this second round. When I say full buys, you know, like stingers. But we've seen it, right? Those faster paced rounds. For Liquid, though, they don't want to do that. They're going to play the long game. And when you've got a 9-4 lead, that is not only an acceptable decision, I feel like it is just the decision to make.
Another dash in from Scream. Some are going to have to play around the edge of the smokes for now. Will they have any idea that Scream's got this far? If the rest of the team can stay alive and try and make something happen here, there is a chance for Scream to do some damage. But for now, he's cut out of this fight. The timing's not going to work out for him at all, and Mo, he's not risking it. He's still going to hold on to the A site. It's all a waiting game. Where have these final 2 players gone? First one spotted out. Information had. Mo getting ready for it. Instantly in there. Nicely done. Well held. And a 5th round on the board for SUMN. But this round is the one that will tell us a lot of their chances going forward.
taking a look at Liquid and where they're at. You know, coming into this round, they should be winning it. They should be taking it across the line. The question usually is how much damage can SUMN FC do? You've got 4 Spectres combined in with the Phantom. But then the other side of the coin is on the defensive side, it's sometimes easier to make it work. You're in a position where these players are pushing into you. You could force the fights to be close range. Mystic, though, he's pushing all the way up, and he gets shot right in the side of the head. A flash in the hands of Boaster, so he gets shut down. But Doma and Mo, they pull it all the way back. Doma with the double, Mo on the ult, and this is huge. SUMN FC, they take it from 0 to 100. They are listening to Hypoc in the halftime, or in the previous game, post-game segment. He was saying that they were playing too slow. But right there, that's the fastest I've ever seen SUMN move. And they're looking good to close this out. A 3rd kill for Doma, as Eccles, having TP'd, ulted into heaven, is in a 1v3. And the spike is on the other side of the map.
And Mo even best Eccles with the Spectre in hand. Oh, the beginning was so insane. All of it going down, Scream still able to spray 2 players down, but it's Doma and Mo who pick up all the pieces. Huge work from these 2. And right now, they are leading the charge, fragging out like crazy, trying to make sure they can match Scream, who individually is boasting everyone so far.
Here we go again. Another close game for us in SUMN FC. Well, they generally deliver. The question is, are Liquid going to be able to continue delivering the damage that they did over in the previous map and in the previous half? 9-6, but it was 9-3. And with SUMN clocking up rounds and winning out that previous... I mean, to be honest, Max, you said that that was going to tell us, you know, how much hope there was for SUMN. I was almost against that because I'm saying, oh, well, they don't have rifles in their hands yet. But winning it, that tells a story that's just clear and plain as day. SUMN FC are here to play. They're here to fight for their spot and take that second map to put them 1 away from victory. But they're still 3 behind, and with Team Liquid having weaker weapons, they're grouping up now after a grueling start where they were spread out looking for anybody offering up duels, but no one stepped forward. SUMN are playing passive. It could be their downfall on this site, though. James, there's only 1 player to defend it, and he's about to be overwhelmed by numbers.
Yeah, Mo needs to hold on to this. Starting off with the first one, the big pickup. The Tiger starts to run and jump at him. He's still dealing with it well, but Eccles will eventually be able to get the kill. Shaq went down as well, which is less than what they needed here. There was a good chance for Liquid in this round. They've grabbed some weapons, they've grabbed some chances, and they've given Scream a Phantom to play with.
There's
2
a flank.
versus 3.
It's got to be it. It's got to be it for Boaster, really. He's got the fault line, he's got double flashes. And 1 player up in heaven who was thinking about backing out, but Mystic stuck around. He's going to take this heaven fight alongside his teammate Paranoia for default, but a slow push from Boaster. He doesn't want to give away that he's here. The time is so slow. They're starting to wrap into heaven themselves. Flash for lower, get the kill, but now they've got to worry. Hold on, they can actually stick this if Boaster gets the cover out there. He's got to worry about the heaven player. Shuts down Solkas. They try to peek on through. There's no time. Mystic got baited, completely baited into coming off the spike. Oh, that's devastating. If he had have stuck it, he would have gotten it, but he thought he was about to be hard peaked.
Oh, that was just unfortunate. SUMN did everything so well. The coordination then for Boaster trying to bring through the flank. It looked like it was going to work out, especially when he killed the guy up in heaven. Oh, that one's going to sting. And that one's going to bring Liquid. That's 1 step closer to grabbing this map. SUMN's defense is no joke so far. We're going to see Doma on the operator to play into. And he's taking a very aggressive position here. We'll also give the information that A-Long is going to be clear for now.
It's huge for Liquid if they can win this round, if they can just shut down SUMN FC, but it'll be a tough one. They'll look in towards the garage, and you thought that garage control was good from Liquid. Well, SUMN, they've got all the utility posted up in here from Killjoy. They're ready to go for the Nano Swarm alongside the Alarm Bot. It could be dangerous if you dash into that as a jet, which is how typically you'll see Liquid entering into that kind of an angle. But this time around, it's just Cryptics poking his head in, seeing there's no one here alongside Solkus. They don't destroy the alarm bot, but it doesn't hit anyone. Meaning that the Nano Swarm only serves to stop them pushing for a few seconds. Now, with 45 on the clock, Team Liquid, they set their sights on B, but there is a two-man hold here. Still a Nano Swarm on site, but Jack would have to survive to use that. He activates it now, swings on the flash. Great stuff, great work, but there's still 3 players left to deal with, and Solkus is quick to trade. Mystic through the smoke on the back of Boaster's flash and wallbang. It's a 1v3, 22 seconds on the clock. Eccles has to get that spike planted, but he looks to tap it, fake it, and get these players into the open, but by now they've pushed all the way up and gotten the side angle. Boaster closes that out. 7 on the board for SUMN FC. They're not giving up just yet.
A really good round there for SUMN. So close where that could have been going Liquid's way as they pushed on in. But Chat getting that kill onto Scream, that was the big money shot. Even with Solkas forcing it from here, it was the timing. You just look at the way Mystic positions himself to push through the smoke, to play off of what he's hearing as what his teammates are calling. Catching Liquid when they're facing the other way. Now Liquid are going to be on a rough buy for sure. Sheriff's a Marshall in play. A less than ideal buy to play off with. And this is where SUMN, they need to make the strength plays now. Push back up into it. Doma's still going to be sticking with that operator. And realistically, like Mo and Doma, they have been so solid.
I'm honestly surprised ever since we've seen that Jet nerf that we've seen so many players actually stray away from her. Because look, it was definitely a nerf, but she's still perfectly viable on that operator, especially on maps like Split. But we've seen a serious decline. But Doma showing us that with the op, it can still work. Although just now, he's swapped it over into the hands of Mo. There's Sova, who's going to look to try and find some openings with it in towards Garage. For Chak, that alarm bot was heard. They know that he's up close, but Doma, he's clearing out long. That boom bot bounces back and clears out the close corner, so they know no one's there. The alarm bot activates and shows Chak that he's got some challengers, I should say, about to approach him. He backs off because his utility's on site, right? So why bother pushing all the way up and potentially giving them a weapon? And it's a good thing, too, because Solkus was clearing it out. I don't know if you noticed 2 rounds ago when Solkus used that wolf, it dove and it hit, I think it was Mo on the back of A site from like a mile away. I didn't realize how big the range was on that because he didn't even shoot it.
Far.
But he thought it's too far away when it was jumped, so he didn't shoot it, and then it still hit him and ended up getting him killed.
The stun radius of Sky, some people are still learning. A good ultimate coming through from Boaster. Plant's going to be denied. Shadows. And Liquid again. They're going to struggle to try and make something happen here. There wasn't enough defense in the side to stop that coming through. Mo ready and waiting for this one. An easy pickup with the operator. And this is someone starting to find their form on the defense. Okay, there's lesser weaponries here on Liquid, but they've just held this well. They've played it smart. And again, it was that Liquid special where they moved off the left side of B. Doma's been on the flank, and he's going to give it a hard time for everyone else in there. Soulcast was locked down, and not by a Killjoy, but by all of the members of SUMN FC.
All of them barreling on through. You know, I said starting out this half that SUMN hadn't managed to connect a single, well, rather 2 rounds in a row. And now they've managed to find themselves that goal for the 2nd time. Almost closing in the distance on Liquid, who now have a still pretty strong ult economy. The problem is getting into the site to get the spike planted so that they can use the likes of the lockdown. Even taking over garage control where lockdown can be quite useful seems next to impossible, considering where these players have been. SUMN FC, they're mixing it up. They're changing things this time, seeing that there's been a weakness in mid and pushing all the way down. They know, I think they know that there's an alarm bot up close. Yeah, Mystic's hearing it, so they know that utility's in place. Instead, they're going to take quite a passive approach, sitting inside the window, hoping that someone from Liquid pushes on through, and they might just be about to give away that opportunity. Cryptics looked like he was on his way, but he's decided to back off and move with his team towards the A site. Question is, does Eccles do the same? He's now rotating. Oh, the alarm bot activated. Okay, so it's given away. Their hand revealed. Boaster on his way back has been spotted, tagged up. And now will fall all the way back. But do they leave? Yeah, they're going to leave a lurker, Mystic, down towards the bottom of window, who might just try to flank them out in a little bit. The Killjoy ultimate not even blocking it off fully. Mo's got an angle here. They better be ready for this as they push around. And there we go. The smoke down to block him out. They can fully push the site.
Mo staying alive is key, though. This can give them the chance. Shock darts come through. Double shock darts, but the heal there from Soulcast, giving them double heals on here for the Sage. It's a 5v5 retake. Screams the man with a forward position.
I've got your trail.
Paranoia is going to blind him off for now. He's trying to deal with all of this, and he's overwhelmed. There's so many players stacked up around him. Liquid are having to fall back out of the site. Doma drops the ult and manages to get a kill on the Cryptics. He's not done yet. He slaps Soulcast down, and Eccles all alone has no chance in stopping this.
Did they even swap over to give the defuse to another player? They knew they were so secure in Eccles' ultimate, and when they cancelled it, that they could actually go, you know what, you take the ult point.
Who wants this? Who needs to be closer?
They're treating it like the rounds on, like they've killed everyone. Like, anyone need an ult orb? But yeah, Eccles ulting in relied on his teammates surviving, and the idea there was for a coordinated strike. I mean, it can look a bit silly in the last 2 or 3 seconds, but you have to remember Doma found a double kill just as Eccles was starting that ultimate, so the timing really is what makes him look a bit silly in that one. It was a good play to distract them, but it did not work out. That's for damn sure. 10-9. We're seeing an op fight on C long, but an unsuccessful shot. A Scream pops the ultimate to try and bridge the gap. He doesn't have a great, or his teammates rather, don't have great weaponry, playing here with pistols, so he's going to be the one to try and make things work. Now, they know dashing in towards Garage isn't necessarily going to be successful for them, with all the Killjoy utility being where it was, but instead they're going to look for a counter Liquid. It used to be wall the left side, now it's wall the right. But they're slowed down by the Killjoy utility that's being put into place. Scream getting a nice angle above that wall, but still trying to find a victim. They're playing passive and just denying the spike plant off of utility. Scream has a potential victim to his right. Boaster still in the position, but he's spotted him. He's seen him. Scream looking for the headshot, but he didn't hit the one tap this time.
Spike has been put down, though. This is where Liquid now need to make the magic happen. All the weapons are there in favor of SUMN FC. Mystic, he tries to get rid of it, but it's not going to work out. Liquid are buying as much time as possible, but Doma's going to land the key shots. All of SUMN are there, and they've got the superior weaponry to deal with all the players left on Liquid.
Remaining.
2 more left to find, and Scream's knives find him no success. 1 kill going the way for Cryptics, but that is all he's going to get as SUMN secure the temp, and they are destroying Liquid back on this defensive side. They are not letting off the gas, and they are showing them why they want to pick up this map.
You know, this is the best time to hit an equal scoreline of 10-10 because both teams are about to have that full buy come up. Liquid in with a tactical pause and possibly being called so that they can decide whether they want an operator or not. Sulcas could take one if he wanted to, but I imagine the discussion is more so centered around how they're going to play this. On the attacking side, I don't expect Sulcas to take that up or even drop it over to one of his teammates. You never know, but they could see it as a counter to what Doma has to work with at the moment. What I'm impressed with here for SUMN FC, though, is the varied aggression, something that we've mentioned since the very beginning of Valorant as one of the most valuable tools in your toolkit. Being able to push down multiple different positions of the map and never really make your opponents comfortable that they have map control unless they're physically looking at it. An example of that is when they push down middle or take the C long control. Just because, you know, they weren't there 10 seconds ago, if you've stopped looking, they could now be there. And constantly worrying about flanks and having to dedicate some of your resources towards protecting those parts of the map just makes it so much harder to have an efficient attack side.
We've got to remember, SUMN picked into Haven as the 3rd map, Liquid picked Split, and then we have Ascent as a decider here for the best of 5 semi-finals game. When we came into this, we knew Haven used to be a nice stomping ground for Liquid. Usually where we saw Scream on the Reyna, that's where he would take a lot of control. He's playing towards A back then. Now we've got him on a Jet, and he's been looking good. He's been great in this game. He loves a bit of Haven. Well, there's just more on the board in terms of teamwork and ability right now for SUMN. And this is exactly why they've gone forward once again, but maybe they've gone too far. Over-aggression could be coming into a factor. And Link, he uses the revive. He brings Cryptics back to life and puts the numbers well in Liquid's favor. 4-2. And Mo's going to have to come up huge. They may not even expect another player still to be chilling at long. And he's got an operator in his hand. All he needs is one shot, one kill, but he misses the first. Mo now has to reposition, expects the rush to come on through, and he's going to play it straight towards the smoke. Oh, no! Oh my god, how did Mo even get that shot? Scream will do away with him. But that was crazy.
It made sense for Scream to bunny hop through as well. You know you're up against an op, so you try to make it as hard as possible for him to hit the first man through. But at that point, Mo thought he'd gone undetected, but little did he know they were going to check it anyways. Nice angle by Jack, but Scream, he's got the brain and the aim. I don't know who would say it otherwise, as he's able to check that angle, predict them to be there, and that's exactly why he is here in the semifinals, fighting for a spot in the grand finals.
You're never going to let AKM live that down, are you?
No, man. I mean, you call Scream a noob, and then you lose your match, what, 13-6, 13-5? Go back to Overwatch.
You got to remember, right? He comes from Overwatch. He's thinking,
exactly.
Oh, we have more to do than these CS players. Little does he know that it takes a hell of a lot of big brain to come from these CS players. And Scream now even does it in another game. And look, he's about to potentially hit a 30 ball if this game continues.
Yeah, I'm all for trash talk, but I mean, come on, Scream. Gonna go after him. You better put up some numbers if you're gonna do that.
The biggest target to try and get some social media traction, really, didn't you? You were like, you know, I'll try against him. I'll see. And then you realize, this is a bad idea.
Oh, look at this. Scream again, showing off that big brain. Haters gonna hate. Scream makes it into the corner, right past the Killjoy utility, and he's wasted it off straight at the start of the round. That's super valuable to have that kind of utility and kind of map control just taken out of the hands of your opponents. They now don't know. You know, are there 5 players there? Is there one? Is there anyone? I don't know. They have no garage control, and that is a big problem for any team as a C hit's about to come in.
The C hit could be deadly though, as Mystic stuck towards the back of the site. He's going to be flashed out, but still gets the kill. Oh, and he's locking them down. Headshot delivered. Mystic is looking to stand strong and stand long. Chak is there with him all the way. And it's an easy finish off. Chak, he hits those money shots all day long. And it's 11-11, Mitch. This game is going the full distance, potentially overtime. And we deserve it when it's a game like this.
We absolutely do. This is only the 3rd map, and normally in a BO3, this would be where things are decided, but it's best of 5, baby. The home ground rule says it's 2-0 or it's a BO5. We've had the home grounds go to the respective teams, and now a struggle for the 3rd map. 2 rounds in a row need to be won by either team. Liquid going to attempt to do it here and now, but it's going to be anything but easy. Both teams having themselves the full buys, but it's someone that come ahead when it comes down to economy. And look at the position of Killjoy, typically being playing over towards Garage, but Boaster is here now instead. Why, you might wonder? Well, it's because Lockdown is online, so they want to be able to, if there's an A hit coming through, to let those players onto the site, which will then be spotted by the Killjoy utility that's in play, the turret where it is. You'd love to have an alarm bot to cover short as well, but you need to cover mid for your team too. And then you can pop the lockdown, basically completely stopping them. The normal thing that you would use to counter the lockdown is a Sova ultimate, but Liquid don't have a Sova, so it's not too viable. They do have their own lockdown though now after picking up that ult orb, so perhaps a little bit of a counter. We'll see how things go. This is going to be an interesting round and a defining one for this map and this series.
Scream is toying with the idea of pushing into the A site. Little does he know, no one is there. They're going to be playing the retake on the SUMN side. Smoke goes on up and he perfectly executes it up high. Turret's going to be easily dealt with, but he does take a bit of damage.
30 seconds left.
And now Chak is going to wait for his teammates to join him into the mix. They're not going to be able to stop the plant, but they may be able to use the lockdown in order to force Liquid into an uncomfortable position. This would be the time to pop it. And I guess Chak's just waiting for the score, waiting for them to say, okay, now is the time to strike. Right in the corner, it is what's expected. And now he's just got to bide his time a little bit longer. The attacker Killjoy comes out as well. Is there a gap in it that they can play around with? Scream's landing himself with crucial kills. And the rest of the Liquid boys now need to be very cautious.
Out of charge.
Does he check
can't
left?
check it. He needs to check. He has to look to the left. Oh no, and Cryptics! He bests him with it. Doma stuck in the side. He's completely detained. But Mystic, he creeps on by. They're all flanking, and Cryptics could have never expected it.
The
but
time is...
This is going to be hard.
Last
Doma lands
player
the he
standing.
headshot, but Soulgas is going to stay alive.
Just long enough. Solkas winning out that round and possibly the map on the back of it. Huge play from him today on the Sky. I've been really enjoying watching it. Man's up on 10 assists right now. But right there, that is definitely his highest impact so far. Winning out 12-11, map point. It's not series point. Remember, it's BO5, so it has to go all the way. I also love the Killjoy to counter Killjoy ultimate. It's like, you should run. No, you know what? You should run, man. But that's one of those situations right there. You know, we're sitting screaming at the monitor. You can imagine what Beyonce's thinking, you know, to the left, and they never clear it. But you know what? Sometimes it goes that way. A close round, one that Liquid win out. Now they just need one more to close this out and give themselves 2 chances to make it to the grand finals to face off against their longtime nemesis of G2. Let's be real, the nemesis of everybody in European Valorant. They want their chance to redeem themselves here and now. A full C push is where they look to do it.
The Seeker's coming out to Mystic. His position is known. He did destroy him. Jack's there to back him up once again. And these guys have been a tag team duo. It's enough to force Liquid away for now, and they've got plenty of time to play with. Scream had his knives out, but Link, he's fallen. Summon, they've taken back the map control. They're ready for this. And Doma falls back because he knows, I do not need to poke this. We are in a 5v3. We cannot throw this away. We want to take it to overtime. And Liquid now, they are scrambling.
Well, this is it. We could be looking at overtime. This would be the first overtime of the tournament, right?
Oh, yes.
Going all the way, baby. Just at the right time. Semifinals always give, but let's see if Liquid have got something up their sleeves. Scream still has that ulti. The one-tap ulti. Hit the headshot, and you're good to go. He's timing it. He's waiting to push. His teammates spot one up close. The right-click misses. Oh, no. A 1v4 needed for Scream. He's got the Phantom. He's being ulted. Didn't see Boaster. 12-12. We're going all the way to OT.
Between 2 teams at the highest level in European Valorant. This is what we want to see. A game that goes all the way. And we've got to remember, this was SUMN's pick. They decided to have Haven as the 3rd map here. Liquid did incredible on the first half, but then SUMN did exactly the same back to them. And now it's going to be the first to get 2 rounds in a row. They won't have all their ultimates online. You can see the numbers and how it stacks up. But Mitch, this is what we want to see for early European Valorant here in 2021. This is what we've been waiting to see.
Yes, it is, Banks. I mean, yeah, as Banks said, if you guys aren't familiar with the OT, it's a game of tennis, basically. We've hit 40, 40. I've never understood why it goes up in 15. There must be so, like, it's weird. But now we're at deuce, and you got to take advantage and it all the way. First team to lead by 2 takes it in the end. And Team Liquid, they're starting off on their defensive side. Ultimates also are halfway. That means, well, close to halfway. If you've got 6 ult points, it'll give you 3. And if your ult takes 7 to charge, up Blink, that was a headshot. But the Phantom on range, remember, within 30 to 15 meters, does 140 damage. So that player now survives on 10, up close, hoping to force a fight. And he gets taken down easily by Link, finishing off his food.
The jump up, the attempt, but it was stopped. Liquid, they didn't want to be in overtime, but can they get the all-important round? Oh, the battle back, and it's Boaster leading by example. Headshots delivered and the spike soon to be planted. Scream looking to sneak on through, but Boaster does it again. A headshot. Perfectly through the box. He ults on through, but Cryptics pushes it. But it doesn't even matter because Mystic is there.
I'll be honest here, Banks, that one gave me a pit in my stomach when I saw him do that. Because he almost ulted him, then he turned to the left. And you just, no, not to the left this time. That was the last half. Go to the right.
He's on a delay, Mitch, don't worry. He's only hearing us say it now.
He's hearing on the stream. To the left, to the left. Beyonce, I'll do anything for you. But no, it didn't happen this time.
You don't sound like Beyonce, mate.
Well, I've been told many times I may even sound better. No, I'm joking completely. But maybe we can do like a little karaoke for the people at home. If we end up with another long technical pause, Banks, we'll pull out some karaoke. We've had some good times before COVID. But now, 1 round in it for SUMN FC to take it across the line. This is getting pretty scary. Oh, no, they... That's not a real tech pause, right? They just want some karaoke.
They're literally asking you to do karaoke now, Mitch. There you go. Take the mic. Swing it away.
I don't know. You forbade me from it, Banks, last time. I would need permission, and I'd need you to join in for me to really feel comfortable. Because
how do you rope me into this? How do I have to join into this? This isn't acceptable. I'll give you the permission you need.
Is that actually the most? Oh my God! It actually is a tech pause at the most convenient time.
He's saying to me and mouthing that no, do not sing, Mitch. Do not sing. So
That's
you're
actually...
even being told, keep quiet.
I had no idea a tech pause was coming, but okay. I have to listen to Banks' fiance. She scares me. So we're gonna have to wait. Link,
you can't mess with Russian women, mate.
That is very true. I think Link has hit 1K ping again. So, you know, most people will refuse to ping to play on anything above 60 or 70. So I'll give Link, you know,
he's allowed that.
A little bit of forgiveness on that one. You know, give him a little bit of room to play with. What timing for that as well, though, dude? Like, honestly, I feel like that hurts Liquid more than helps in a way. Having Sliggy, being able to sit there and talk to him, it's definitely going to be helpful. You know, Link will be listening to it. He'll hear every 10th word that's said. But then you also have to sit in the fact that you're almost very close to having to win 2 straight maps to close this out. And correct me if I'm wrong, the next map will be SUMN FC's pick. I've kind of lost track of that. Oh, we have a map pick channel, don't we? Well, let me just pull this one up.
Yeah, so it was SUMN's pick for Haven, Liquid's pick for Split, Ascent as a decider, mate.
Oh, okay. So they picked Split. Right. Fair enough. So, yeah, at that point, then I suppose it's a little bit less pressure on them going onto a map that they've chosen. But we are also... That's sort of the generic FPS trend of going, well, at least they picked the map. There's 5 maps in the pool. When you get to the 4th map, I don't think there's really much, oh, this is their favorite map. Like, no. It's got to be close to a mid-ground at that point, surely.
Well, the thing is, both teams on Split are very good. This is what I mean.
True.
Both these 2 teams are very good when you look at their past results. So no matter what happens, we know we're in for an absolute banger.
Yeah. And if you look at the most recent games for Liquid on Split, like versus Heretics, obviously they lost, but who hasn't lost to them recently? Whenever they play teams that aren't Heretics, it's usually very close or it's a win. So you got to give them... at least a little bit more hope when it comes through to the next one, but especially with how close this one's been. 1 round in it as the tech pause finally disappears, and we are ready to go. Team Liquid need this to stay alive and push to another OT, and you can see SUMN FC now on the defensive side get some aggression up on A long. Mo had some backup, but they decide to, well, back up and leave the A short completely open, or mostly open for their opponents after that smoke, I'd imagine completely.
That's a smarter decision here as well. Wait it out, see what you can do. Oh, Boaster! He did it in the last round and was just hitting mad headshots. Now he's just taken Scream down, who was ready and waiting for him. Link's got no chance getting the revive in. He's walled off right side now. That's where Boaster was. And Boaster's fully committing to this. He's going to force him off. The plant can't come in. He's buying more time from him over and over again. This push can be coming at any time. Boaster, he's an absolute madman. He's a monster. He's pushing on forward. He's dominating Liquid, and this could be it. It all could be over. And Boaster is just hitting headies all day long. The 14th round is secured.
Defenders win.
And SUMN FC take us to Split with 1 game away from taking the whole series.
15-meter fight, but a lot of them you're going to be taking are long range. So I guess that's where his ult comes into play. Oh, Mo, he gets out in time. He's already bunny hopping to start the round off. Now, the wall that he's put down, obviously, we have to mention that we have a Viper, but it's not a Mystic. I didn't even notice that in the agent selection. What's going on there? He's the B defender over here in the form of Mo. And the wall's to block off mid, but he's forced into a fight right away. And even if the Snakebite helped him out massively in that initial fight, they couldn't help him secure the site. So his teammates are going to have to pick up the slack now in a 4v4.
Easily dealing away with the turret, not going to take any damage. Perfectly played around the smoke for Boaster. But Liquid, they're looking to bide themselves some time. No one from SUMN is actually trying to get on the flank with them. They're just taking a more forward position here at mid. But it quietens down a little bit. But Liquid could gear themselves up still to re-hit B, maybe catch some of the SUMN players out of position. But for now, they're sticking to their guns.
You know, after the damage done by Mo, I don't think it was a terrible start. Oh, we need Doma to follow through. No nade to play with, but headshot delivered. Solkis was low anyways, so they'll take that trade over on the Liquid side. Problem is their breach now is so low. Right click from Boaster not landing, and Cryptix quickly pre-fires him. This is getting dangerous now with Chak having his turret destroyed. That actually could have finished off Eccles, who's playing the breach up close. Mystic is spotted coming behind, so now all the information to play with for Team Liquid, but Chak seems to suspect that there's going to be someone close, gets the paranoia put through, but it hasn't quite hit Eccles, who's in prime position to take them down. They're not clearing it, and Eccles executes Chak from the side and pretty much confirms this round now. Mystic is so low, this is looking like it's nigh on unwinnable. And it certainly is with that shot.
Sometimes it just goes that way for him.
Well,
no. It's all about what Liquid can do on this round. They're now going for this 5 Spectre. We've seen this a couple of times now. That's how they want to be playing it from here. We're not seeing the kind of what became usual to the end of 2020, which was 2 to 3 Spectres and then a Ghost. Maybe someone throw a Stinger in there, but trying to hold on to a bit of money or save up early on. That's less in play this time, but we're seeing this. Someone toyed us with this last time, the Bucky special. Now they've actually committed to it, Mitch.
They have, full committed, and an interesting skin at that as well. It's one of the nicer Bucky skins because it's so different. But I love it. You know, I know certain leagues don't, but the Bucky, it's viable, it works, and it's frustrating to play against. There's an opening with it, and now Liquid are going, whoa, 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 hold on. One guy's got a Bucky. We need to take our time on this one. Take it nice and slow.
Well, some people would say that Bucky shouldn't be added to professional play, but these guys are about to show us why it could and might end up working. Boaster trying to play off the smoke, waiting for someone to potentially push through. He can hear what's going on around him, but for the moment, Liquid are just distracting them, looking to fall back elsewhere. And Split, it offers so many close-angled fights, and that's why you'll see Liquid now go towards A, which is a bit more open. Less opportunity for these Buckies to deal some serious damage, but they've got to be careful still. Oh, he misses the first shot with it. And they're backing away. They're not going close range to it. They don't want to deal with it. How many Bucky shots does it take to kill a turret? We're about to find out. But Boaster, he's looking to land some key Bucky kills. The flash comes on through. Oh, Chucky was saved by Mystic. They're getting it done. The Buckies are pulling it off, and Mystic gets a 3K with it.
Well, good luck getting into the pro divisions there, SUMN FC, but of course, some people are so mad with the Bucky that they won't even allow it to be used in their leagues. But those noobs can look somewhere else, because this is pure Valorant. Guns in the game, and they use it to the fullest extent of its ability. Mystic showing us that even though he's not on the Viper, he can still capture my heart. And if you're 1-1 with SUMN FC at this point and your Team Liquid, you're not feeling happy about how you lost that previous round. So to hell with it, you say. We're taking the Stinger by. The one I talked about on the previous map that we didn't see Liquid go for, but this time it's a little bit more viable when you can force those close range fights. And we'll see exactly what they can do with it. Scream, the point man in middle, but he's all by his lonesome. That nade from Doma, gonna push him back a little bit, delay some time, but it won't do too much in terms of damage as the rest of the team blitzes onto B. Boaster full blind, but it's returned. Luckily though, Solkis is able to survive. Excuse me, long enough to take the kill and put it into a 5v3.
Spike planted.
It's the force up into force up. Bucky power came out of SUMN. But that might be all they have in this, because it's a 3v5 now. Chak trying to get some information using the turret. The smoke's going to delay the opportunity for that. He's waiting for someone to try and give him something to work with here. No one's actually on the bomb spot. What? Link just catches the rough end of the stick there. Boma's still trying to fight it out, but there's too many Liquid players alive. And they will grab themselves the second. Do SUMN really want to try maybe force up again in this? Do they want to play some Magic? Oh, they've actually got, they've got a full buy set of money in here. Wow, okay.
All the cash, man. I mean, that's on the back of the Bucky play, right? Not a round they should have won, really, in terms of the economy invested. And when you win one like that, it gives you a nice, healthy little boost. Or SUMN. Well, I mean, everyone's got weapons except for Boaster. He's got the weapon that won them around, so it's feasible. Considering where he's playing as well, he'll just be holding rope rune. I like the wall that's going down from Mo. They're really just replacing in a sentinel, but without having to really play one himself, allowing Killjoy to hold down over towards the A side in heaven, which is where he's currently being, or she's currently being used, I suppose. Flank down, Flash, Mystic, not going to be able to find anyone off of it, and they must know there's players on the side, but Solka sees the barrel, catches the first, a second as well coming in. It's Eccles this time, swinging in to trade the flashes. Solkas has just been hit by 7 flashes. He can't see a damn thing. His retina's burned, and Doma swings out to look for something, catches one. Nade on backside, pushed the player out of position, but as Cryptix gets back in, it's easy peasy. Poster, never gonna happen. Just 3 players bottom ramp. It was GG from the second he swung on that angle. And 3-1 we go. A quick answer back by Team Liquid, and some great upgrades for them, now sitting pretty on credits and pretty on rounds for the attack side of Split. One thing I don't think we've mentioned today, actually, Banks, every time we've wanted to, or every time I've thought of it, something crazy has happened when we've been looking at Split, is that obviously this map had recent changes, which has made it much more approachable to an attacking side. So if you're Team Liquid right now, 3 rounds is good, it's great, especially the context of how they got here. They should be getting 4 on the board, but there's actually more weight on their shoulders than there would have been, say, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and there's a lot more of these spots when you're on the attacking side that you can defend yourself in on the side. I think there's some that are a bit more advantageous now in terms of where you want to give yourself cover with. But I definitely feel like they've got better options on after plants now, for sure. Oh, Cryptic, he's been locked down real early on. No one's directly with him yet. Poster wants to go further forward, but the turret's going to force him away. He doesn't have the weaponry to deal with this at all, and he's just going to sit outside of it. Oh, no, he didn't work that off too well at all. I don't think he meant to do that. I thought he had a second or so to play with, so Eccles will easily get the kill. And with just 3 players alive, and the weaponry they have, I don't fancy Summons FC's chances in this one. Jack's going to try and do some extra damage towards him. The rest of his team will need to go along with him. Soulcast right on the edge of the smoke, but the paranoia is going to confuse him for a moment. Scream's still able to deal with it, and that'll be the round had for him. They push up into the dome, and he will at least get 1 kill. But overall, that was pretty comfortable for Team Liquid.
Yeah, little consolation really finding the 2 frags that they did, but I suppose with a weaker buy, you can look at it with a little bit of a smile. Liquid got away with a very fast push onto the A side last time. With a Killjoy playing here, that's not really what you want to see happen. I mean, it was a couple of seconds from the moment they showed themselves till there were 4 of them on the A side, having pushed SUMN completely out of position. Now we're going to see that turret be relocated. I mentioned last time how it was playing up in heaven, and it was covering for the crossover for anyone peeking up there or coming through ropes late, which Boaster was kind of double watching for the mid play. But now you're seeing it much more site-centered, and that's based off of the very fast play that Liquid had in the past. Now for Scream, moving up towards the top of ramp, dashing straight across so they don't have to waste any utility initially. No smoke or anything to go for that early peek in case of something like an op. Now they've spotted out 1, but they have no idea about the Killjoy. So Solkas is caught off guard. Even though damage is done to Mystic, he's still able for another. And now it's a 2-man advantage for the defenders of SUMN FC. Liquid have lost every foothold they had on this A side, and the remaining 3 players are left considering whether they should even go for this.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to work out perfectly for Liquid. But instead, there was more players on the site than they ever expected. Okay, Mystic's a little bit low. They can try and work in. But look how many corners they need to check for this. The setup is so strong from SUMN to defend the site. Jack gets flashed out behind the screen, but he's got the cover he needs. Even though still goes for the fight. Mystic's there to back him up. It's 25 health and a dream. That dream is staying alive and still getting these kills, but Link, he has other ideas. He wants to turn this in favor of Liquid.
30 seconds
he may be low himself, but they're in a really good spot now. Spike can get planted, and it's up to SUMN to try and play on the retake. The ult's going to be committed. They're all going to be thrown off their feet for now, and Mo's just playing from up above. The ult committed. Oh, he gets put down, and Link headshots doubled up from up above, and he was ready for it.
Well, that was a quick conclusion. I saw Mo was a little bit late on the snake bite, but a good attempt still to push the player out of position and put him into elbow. Once they knew he was there, you have the attempt of jumping out with the ultimate, which was quite clearly going towards elbow, where it could have been a free kill. But that position down below completely saves the round. Massive play. Now 5-1 for Team Liquid. That's a round that was close, but went in their pocket ultimately, putting them up against yet another full bookie buy. Really, something we do not have the pleasure of seeing all too often. But I'm surprised, and something we've said for quite a while, you know, this purchase is perfectly viable. In fact,
Yes.
I would go even further and say that it's been underutilized for the longest of times, and with the new split, it's even more viable. The angle that Mo is holding right now, oh, he's just used a frenzy. They think this man's got a frenzy in his hands, so it's even easier to clear him out. They know he's crossed over, but they have no idea what's waiting for them on the other side of this smoke.
Mo's going to try and play it smart as long as possible. And you see this garage entrance has been widened just a little bit. Oh, damage being done by the Buckies once again. Not like this, Liquid. You're winning the difficult rounds, and you're being hurt badly when it comes to the Bucky rounds. Most are too far away to really get the damage he needed onto Cryptics. Doma's still around the side, but he's easily able to deal away with him.
Bomb buddy out.
3v2. They've not been able to upgrade their weapons just yet.
30
He
seconds
pings the
left.
Phantom down below, and Liquid still want to try and go for B. They're being cautious, they're not making much noise, but it's a... Oh my god! Nearly going for the next. Link is on 2 health, and the Buckies are working out once again. All it will take is a gust of wind to blow Link down to his death. Instead, it's another Bucky shot, but Mystic hits perfectly. And you call it a thrifty, well, I'm going to call it the Bucky power play, because that's what SUMN has shown us twice.
This is just insane. 2 out of 2 for the Buckies. And in fact...
Don't buy real weapons, mate. At this point, it just
What do you
doesn't
mean?
matter.
Don't buy real weapons. Hell, the Bucky's the only real weapon. That is disgusting, man. If you're Liquid, you've lost all of the rounds you've lost at being a 5-man Bucky buy. Jeez, that's something. That's something I didn't expect to say.
Do you think Bose is just his plan is to put a team on full tilt, or make them play him at his own game?
I mean, if he wanted to do that, they'd still have Buckies. Full Buckies again. Go for it. Liquid, they're spread out, but they're trying to find an opening with Scream again. In the terms was he's trying to crowbar open around, and that's not the way to do it. Backs off at just the wrong time after the boombot came through. He knows there's a TP, but he doesn't know that there's so many players here. Takes down Jack. Easy peasy. There's the turret gone. He's down to 70 HP. But with that trade, with the ultimate still online, with all 5 knives to play with, it's going to be more than happy. You see how much more willing players are to take control of ropes like that, now that they don't have to go into a 50-50 angle, now that they know that you can clear left and then swing on the right side. Mid has become so much harder to hold as a defender, but I like Mystic's approach, playing down below. They're not going to flash it, they're going to just swing, and it works perfectly for Eccles.
Mystic wasn't ready for that one. And now Liquid do have the advantage. Boaster's going to be sitting back behind screens, waiting for them to push onto the site. He doesn't have his flashes to play with here. He doesn't have the support of his team just yet. Footsteps are being made, but kills are going to be found. Instantly the refrag comes in, where Liquid can now sit pretty once again. It's all about holding it on for this one, though, because the money is not great for SUMN. They've not been able to chain rounds together, and that will start to affect them in a big way.
Doma's just 2 away from his ult. If he can find 2 kills, as tough as that could be, the ultimate could come out, but I think that might even just seal the round as it is. That's going to buy so much time for the attackers that getting back in there is next to impossible.
Oh, you're not allowing Doma to save that one. Scream making the most of the knives. Once he's popped him, he wants to make sure he can spend them. Mo will be comfortable to save, but it is going to be a 6th attacking round now for Liquid. Someone do keep the 100% Bucky record, though, for all the rounds they've won. It's a positive, I guess.
Best Bucky record in Tier 1 European Valorant. There you go. Also, the only ones to do that in Tier 1 European Valorant, but it is what it is. You'll take a world record if you can get, well, a European record if you can get one.
Boaster is on a Bucky again. I want to know where he's playing. Observers, please show me where Boaster is going to be playing when he's got the Bucky and everyone else's guns.
He has been in Rope Room, or at least he was Rope Room last time, but this time it's a supportive role outside of A, so he's going to try to flash his teammates through, go for the ult orb, or possibly just allow one of his teammates to get the ult orb. No, because both of those teammates already have their ults up online, so he'll grab that for himself, hold up close to the smoke. This isn't a bad strat, considering Killjoy is looking for range, but the execute's going to come in towards the B site. Nade timing a little bit off. Mo looked like he had a Quake gun model for a second. That spam through the wall, almost catches Summon. Look at the snake bites. They completely have put a halt to this push.
Great use of the Viper for now. But Mo has fallen down the back of the site. B is the spot for contention for now. A Mystic playing on the edge of the smoke. Little does he know the players are real close. Oh, but Solcas doesn't go for the spike pump. Wants to create some more space, and instead he goes down. Mystic is still fighting, and he's getting all the kills that Summon need. Beautiful stuff, and he can just teleport away. Boaster's on the flank. He's got the Bucky still for sure, but he does also have the pistol in hand. Oh, they're going to run straight into him.
God.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Poor Boaster.
He knew they were going to push him, but he thought they were hiding in the corner, so the idea of the flash was to allow his teammates to peek, but it ultimately cost him what would have been a free kill. That's a shame. Look at these nano swarms going out again and again. 25 seconds. Mystic has no choice but to push towards the site because he has to pick up that spike, and he's just about made it away. Now TPing on A, and a plant will come through. Oh, this round has been so huge. Another TP, a counter, and Link has to be cautious. He has to be careful, but he's just sticking at the balls on this man, and it's going to work out. It was pretty much his only option to win the round. Oh, he fakes out the TP. They might now think he's underneath if it wasn't being checked by Mystic, who's already on a 4K pursuing the ace. His teammate peeks, and Check was 1 HP, but he gets away with it. He survives, not even a bullet connected. For 3 for Summon, and the first round they've gotten with actual weapons in their hands, without the bookies. That's one hell of a round, because it actually starts out very badly. Mo in the backside, he delays the push, but he got wall banged to death. That teleport by Mystic was the biggest bait I've ever seen. He TPs with his teammate, I think it was Chak, right, who was watching it, ready for the peek to come through, because they knew as soon as you hear that teleport, this guy's TPing into spawn, and you think, oh, this is a free kill. This is easy. But then you peek, his teammate's already looking at you, he pulls his gun out, kills you. Mystic's doing well on this Omen.
He really had the confidence in that round, and now it's all about Summon trying to capitalize here, though. Again, they've had one round, then they've been reset. One round, reset. They need to try and get a couple of consecutive rounds together and fight back up into it. Mo giving the little jump spot for as soon as a player does go up. Needs to make sure the timing's on his side. Headshot has been seen. A Boaster's there to help him out as well. Just in the nick of time, the communication is on point. Oh, and Mo is ready for it. Liquid destroyed for now, but Eccles, he swings round to find Boaster, completely unaware, but they might not check Mystic now. And he starts off with the first. The spray continues, but Cryptix, he's able to free frag it out. Liquid will now make their way towards the A site, which is still actually defended here. It's not an easy site for them to push into, and Doma is sat down below. One corner gets checked. The blast pack comes in, the nade is going out, but the ult is going to be committed as well. Doma trying to make it happen, it's the double raise ult! They take each other down, but now Cryptix is all alone. Was it a trade that was all for nothing? Cryptix needs to make some real powerful play come in. He's working his way around. He wants to play the guessing game. Doma types in Quake mode, and that's certainly what it looked like. A rocket launcher, showstoppers firing off. Swarm grenade goes out, and the alarm bot's also triggered. Cryptix is playing mind games with him. Straight up into the fight. He gets one, but Mo is too quick on the second. Plenty of time for the defuse, and finally, 2 rounds posted together for Summon FC.
Nice stuff by Summon. Back-to-back non-bookie rounds. That's what we like to see. That's what we were waiting for. And on the defensive side, as we said, it can be a struggle. It can be tough to really get your teeth into the game. 13 kills on Mystic. This guy is on fire. Maybe taking him off the Viper. No, I'm not even going to finish that thought. I always want to see Mystic on the Viper. I love it. But Mo, well, he's stealing my heart a little bit as well. I think he's gotten pretty unlucky on those B pushes, though. Like, they're punishing him heavily when he makes that kind of play. Or whenever they push towards that side, I should say. He's changed up his wall, though. This time, allowing the wall to be right where the Killjoy utility is. This is really interesting. So you can block them off, and as they push through, just wreck them with nano swarms, decays, and everything, and alarm bots as well. It's disgusting. A weaker buy though, and you can see it in the hands of Boaster. No Bookie. He's gone for the Spectre. It's even more expensive. Why would you invest in that? Terrible weapon. But all jokes aside, look at Mo's position. This is cheeky. Good range as well for the Phantom, but he misses the opening shot. Down goes the snake bite, and down goes Mo, playing on the site now. They're in a little bit of trouble. Boaster's trying to distract from behind and slow down that push, but with a minute on the clock, Liquid have got plenty to play with.
Getting this B side control over and over again. The push comes on in. They start to bust their way, but no kills found just yet. Liquid still defensive. Oh, Mo still getting away with that kill on the screen. He just about stayed alive and then was able to bounce back out of it. Boaster might be able to force some aggression in here, push it on forward, but he's found by Eccles. With no spike going down just yet, Liquid had to take these fights. And so far, they're managing to win it. Eccles' flash has come up huge. He pokes out into Mystic, forced his teammate away, and now Doma is all alone. Oh, that new box being placed there as well. That literally saved them, but that nade is going to force them off the position again. They're running out of time. If Doma can delay it one more, it could be huge. And he hits the headshot onto Solkas. He expects a flank coming round to him. But it's not coming through just yet. These last two players are low. Doma has got the opportunity of a lifetime. He's still got 2 blast packs to play with as well. Slowly going down the ropes. He's got to check all the corners, all the angles. Might see the gun. Oh no, he's been spotted. Cryptic's had a look at him, and they're going to be able to ring around him. Nobody's going for it just yet. Oh! What is that? Absolute madman. They had him. They knew exactly where he was, and they let it slip away. He blast packs while shooting and takes them both down. Give me that in a slow-mo, baby.
Last round before the switch.
That was just complete filth. They were both low, at least, and he spotted out the breach, heard the step of Mystic, and this is just filthy. It shouldn't have worked, but it's so hard to track a player like that. You don't expect that kind of movement. Who was it that said Quake mode earlier on? Because that right there was Quake mode. That was a rocket jump. Rocket boost, whatever you want to call it. Disgusting. Oh my god.
I was like, Team Liquid played it so well, right? They saw him, didn't go for the kill, gave the information over. And then Doma, he starts flying. He makes full use of the raise. And now SUMN, they're just going for it. They're just hungry for it. Solkas firing back, does manage to get Doma through the smoke. They still have to be careful here. It's the last round of the half. A lot can be committed. Mystic pokes through the right timing. Oh no! Everything back and forth. This is so chaotic. It's so awkward. It's only Scream alive. Certainly a man that can do a lot here. If he gets one kill, he can get his knives. He's got the spike to play with as well. He may try to go all the way around them. Oh, this is huge.
Massive flank.
They're starting to go already over to B. Look, they've taken the ropes.
The thing is, where does Scream go?
Imagine if Scream goes to B, and they're already going to... Oh, this is wild.
Well, this is it. If he goes into heaven, he'll see that they're not here anymore. He'll either then think they're gone down ramp, in which case he goes ropes, or that they have rotated to B because he's taken so long. But they're not even rotating B. They're holding rope control and splitting up back through the attacking spawn. There is no way Scream predicts this. And the question is, which side does he decide on? And as he shift walks towards A with so little time, that decision is already made. It has to be A. Both players close by and ready to react. 13 seconds left. The plant is almost going to have to be stuck, and indeed he will stick it as he goes for the back of the site. Now they're pushing forward. The stun perfectly landing. Although the plant goes in, they know where he is. They know he can't have pushed to the right side. They can see elbow, and they're just both ready for this peek to come through. Both holding the angle. Scream looked like he was going to step out into it. He has his ultimate, but he's not going to pull it off. If he finds a kill, he's got his dash already back up, and he couldn't get the dash out in time because Chak just swings and instantly takes the kill. A good trade, and a good trade out in rounds as they both finish 6-6.
Getting that feeling once again, Mitch, that these two teams are just evenly matched.
Switching sides.
Inside my bones. It goes electric, baby. Excuse me. Yeah, no, me too. It's a very close game, a series in general. But SUMN FC, remember, this map has seen a little bit of a buff for attackers. So they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves if they're coming out with a 6-6.
Especially with 2 of those rounds being Bucky power rounds. The magic being pulled off. But so many of these rounds were incredibly close. Right to the wire.
Yeah.
This one again. Oh, it's just... It's so dirty. It's so naughty.
Oh, don't want to watch it.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Get it off my screens. I can't take much more of that. That was disgusting. One of the better plays we've seen in those 1v2s. Of course, if both players weren't low, it never would have happened. So in those situations, it's like in that post-game interview when the quarterback goes, you know, it's a whole team effort. Everybody really gave their all. But that is true, right? Like, without his teammates putting those players low, that he just looks like a psycho. He swings out and gets killed. But because they were so low, the spray transfer was easy. So really everything came together for that to happen. So with 6-6, we start out the second half. A tied-up game, but SUMN FC now on the attacking side that on paper should be better for them. Should be better for both teams, really. We'll see how things are going to work out and transpire. Jack almost giving some lineups away. Oh, the observers want to give you a free tutorial. Let's see. So go over into this corner. Look up here. What's it? What? I wonder what the lineup is. There's always a piece of UI or something.
Exactly what part that is, yeah.
So yeah, there's like, you can look at the UI, the abilities where they are, like they always line up with a texture of some sort. And this is a nice one going up into heaven. It's going to just block off the Raptors peak right outside the smoke. That's a very well rehearsed and well drilled one, but the paranoia slows down the plan completely.
Almost started off with the opening kill. They've ramsacked this B-bomb site. Scream's doing his best to fire off some shots, but Doma throws back some of his own. And now Eccles, he's all alone. Up in the tower, and he gets a headshot. But can he get some more? 3 more players to find, and 2 are low. This is not impossible. But already the flank, and Eccles, he's well aware. 1 tap and a dream, and he's still got this flash to play with. Creature sat behind the box. And Eccles is being careful, he's checking it all out. And Mo, well, look how far he's run away. These lineups are here for days on the side of SUMN. And Eccles, he hasn't got a hope in hell's chance. They're 1 step ahead of him. And that's
Last player standing.
Eccles still getting the kills.
Doesn't matter.
There we go.
Time's gone and he's dead. In the end, everyone was doomed to die. It's, I don't know my Shakespeare. It happens in one of them. I don't know. I can't spoil TV shows people give out, but I feel like with Shakespeare, if I knew it, you can spoil that. You know, if you're 800 years behind on your plays, well, it's not my problem.
It's pretty impressive if someone was 800 years behind.
It would. It would. You know, you're way behind. You gotta listen up in English class. God, I used to hate those plays. But 7-6 is where we go, and I'm enjoying the plays that are coming out from SUMN FC. I don't think we'll see any 5 Bucky plays on this.
Whoa!
Oh my! The 1-taps the Sheriff and the perfect range, standing exactly where he can hit that beautiful 150+ headshot and get away with the dash. I love it. It's exactly how you want to use a jet with a Sheriff on a round like this. But Solkis, oh, he's giving them some of their own medicine. Chug it down, boys. Here comes the Bookie. The nade a little bit late and delayed. And so Doma's able to get on up there and grab a frag. Nade goes through onto Scream, who doesn't have dash anymore. And whoa, he just tanks it. He runs back in. Eccles shutting it down with the Bookie. And SUMN FC, they've just been punished and outplayed at their own game.
This could be a new meta. Doma says, nerf please, Riot. Eccles says, really please. So, even the players want the Bucky to have a hard hit on it because it seems to work really well on Split.
Turret out.
Well, I think that's the thing about Split. This is why jet operators work so much on this map, because exactly as you saw Scream do with Sheriff instead of with an op, you can get yourself even into a position where it's a very tight, narrow angle. You take the shot and you're out of there. You're dashing away. That's why the Bookies are working as well for the same principle, but without the dash. Oh, no! Cryptic's perfect timing on a Doma. That's unfortunate.
Still, that turret's just doing a ton of damage. No one dealt with it. And Soul Clash for the rest of the cleanup duty. And we've got to really reference this again, right, Mitch? Summon was the pick, or sorry, Haven was the pick of Summon, and they only just about won that through the overtime. Very convincing in overtime for sure, but now this is Liquid's pick before we get to a potential decider in Ascent.
Indeed, Liquid's pick, but as I said before, when you get to the 4th map, in a 5-map pool, you know, you're pretty far down the pecking order at that point. It's not like you're pulling it out of your pocket as the map that you're going to win. It's always a little bit tougher in that regard. Now, notice at the very start of this round, immediately there's a fault line going down for outside of A, but nobody peeks it. It's not like they were pushing up on the back of that. That's just faking out control and trying to posture and make your enemies a little bit more worried about that angle. Scream. That's not the kind of fight you want to lose. The Sheriff able to win the duel. Doma turns to at least decrease the amount of time he'll be blind as hell for. Destroys the blast pack, looks for the frag, but he's not getting it this time. He took down Scream, but Eccles is where they draw the line. And a 4v3 emerges with SUMN FC seeming to go for the A side take. At least that's what they want for now. But they have an option to split down in through Rope Room. Sulcus won't even let them through the doorway.
I'll say one thing. Across this entire series, we've had a lot of Doma versus Scream action. Scream, definitely, right? Insane headshot percentage, crazy good player. But Doma definitely has no fear going to take these challenges.
Doma's my boy from Fortnite as well, right?
Turret out.
He's the ex-Fortnite player on the roster.
You said he's your boy, you should know.
My boy, my man. Well, I'm pretty sure. I just always doubt myself. I have no self-confidence, Banks. You should know
30
this.
seconds left.
But no, I'm pretty sure Doma comes from Fortnite.
You're an amazing human being.
One
You're the
enemy
best
remaining.
analyst in Valorant.
You would say that. But no, that's
No bias. No bias.
no bias at all. But this is the thing. You know, coming from Fortnite, that was somewhere that I said getting into this game. It was them and PUBG Mobile, but only one turned out to be true. That you've got to do so many things, man. And I think in Fortnite especially, there's as much as people like to laugh at it, it's so mechanically challenging that you've got to be fast. Your brain is going to operate on a plane of existence that I can't even comprehend. So when you come to Valorant, when you come to other FPS titles, it's somewhere that skill is definitely transferable. Unlike Overwatch. No, I'm kidding. I love you. Hip's going to be texting me after this. Stop it, man. I'm just kidding. It's all for fun, all for the giggles. But yeah, I think Fortnite players, other than Counter-Strike, the players that seem to be able to rival that level of individual skill and prowess seem to be from Fortnite for the most part. He's got the goat skin as well, the Reaver. I've been waiting for that to come into my shop for how long now? Like a month and a half? I think I've had every other skin.
It's always the way. The one you want takes ages to come. I wait for the Prime.
You bought it in beta and then didn't get it in this, yeah.
Exactly.
I remember.
Rip me.
Then you gotta wait.
Satchel out.
Oh. We're hearing satchels. I thought that was actually from the B site. It was going to be like a straight mid push for no reason with no information and no backup. That got me excited. But Sulcus, he's playing a smart game. He's not going crazy.
30 seconds left.
Soulcast has to fire it off. It won't connect. And now Doma's going to bring up one of his own. Oh, the ult coming up, made the lay-in for a bit of time. He wants to fire it off. Oh, and Eccles. He extends too far on that one. But has it been done enough? Quickly turned around. Liquid just went out all guns blazing. They rushed in for it after that.
I just barrel forward. The confidence is definitely there. And on the defensive side for Liquid, you don't really want to see that if you're SUMN FC. These guys now starting to play loose, or starting to play more individually, and well, it's working out for them. For SUMN, weaker buy is where we're going to go. You saw some Bulldogs come through, but they eventually decided to go in for Spectres and Stingers with the much weaker weapon on Boaster of a Ghost. A little bit of light armor, and it's a full A rush by the looks of things. They've got a lot of utility when you're playing this with a Viper as well as an Omen. And immediately a smoke into heaven. They're going to just be dashing forward and looking for the close range fight. That Eccles is being challenged on. Flash is perfect, but he'll return one of his own. Nobody there to really peek off of it, though, other than himself, who's being pressured out by absolutely every piece of damage-dealing utility in the game. Solkis comes up to help and try and save the day. Blast pack for a kill. Scream with another, and Solkis keeps on giving. This is his map right now. He is feeling it.
Absolutely destroyed. And we see a lot of raises have success on split, right? Close quarter, those paint shells can deal so much damage. The blast packs can give you just a lot of height needed for the showstoppers where you find players clustered together.
Placing sentry.
There's so much of this maneuverability that can benefit a raise like this. And right now, Liquid are 1 round away, Mitch, from getting this locked down. This attacking side from SUMN has been lackluster, to say the least. They've been getting into sites, but then once that initial fight's being taken, Liquid are just overrunning them.
Okay.
That is something they need to find an answer to, and they need to find it quick.
Exactly. There's no time left to posture and to wait. There's 6 rounds in a row needed for SUMN FC to take this without going to another overtime, and they definitely don't want to end up there. 1 map away from victory. In a best of 5, we could be seeing the final map of Ascent come out in just a few moments. For Team Liquid, the defensive side has seen them play a passive early round and a very aggressive round once they see any sign of life. They are quick to snap back and attack, even though they're on the defensive side. And right now, they're stacking up 3 players towards the A side. A gamble that will pay off by the looks of things. Scream good for 1, but he doesn't dash out. He was already around the corner, but this baits out perfectly for Eccles, who only gets 1. Hold on, this is winnable for SUMN FC. Mystic with a huge frag on the link. The A side is theirs. The plant will come through, and Liquid will have to mount another retake, this time with a man disadvantage and 3 ults in the hands of SUMN FC.
Yeah, SUMN have everything they need in a position like this. Liquid, they got their backs up against the wall just in this round. Overall, the grand scheme of things, they're sitting pretty, but it's these rounds that they can pull it out the bag. Would be incredible, would be huge. Mystic looks to potentially drop the ult, but Jackson should be doing the kills. Soulcast now working his way in, but he's been tagged up quite heavily. Just over half health left on him, and he can't find the rest of the players. He switches up guns, but Boaster sideswipes him, puts an end to it, and gives SUMN the 8th round. 2 alive is good enough, and okay, they committed the Omen ult. It's not the end of the world for it, but Mystic was playing it safe in a round they couldn't afford to lose. Like you mentioned, Mitch, they don't want to be facing off for overtime.
Exactly, they do not. And in that situation, when you have Rolling Thunder and you have Lockdown, I think the teleport is the one that you want to use. For Mystic, it is situational, and that's a situation that gives you an extra angle, maybe some information. There's so much you can do with it to secure a 3 versus 2 that you very well could lose. The other 2 I would see as overcommitment. Certainly the Lockdown, Rolling Thunder could secure the round straight away as well, but is it worth it? You know, you don't want to spend too much. You don't want to overpay for that round win. Now they come into an 11-8 scoreline. They have got so much to work with. Attacking side ultimate from Viper, if they get site control, that can basically secure them a round off the bat, or at least put the chances massively in their favor. And then obviously the entry capability of a Rolling Thunder and a Lockdown on split are huge. Lockdown or Rolling Thunder deployed towards B pretty much clears the whole site as it is if you sprinkle in a little bit of extra utility like your Raise Grenade. And right now both of those things are very, very possible, and it's Lockdown that's going to start this round off.
The usual spot for Lockdown, and no way for now for Liquid to deal with it. They keep themselves towards the back of the site. But this push is heavily delayed now from SUMN, so this could work out quite well. Both players being detained, and Soulcast through the smoke manages to get rid of Mystic, and this is huge from him. The ult popped by Soulcast as well. They're pulling it out the back. He's on a tear. He's ripping them down.
Remaining.
This is incredible. Soulcast, a man that was said to be on the bench, well, certainly doesn't deserve to be on one right now. He puts an end to him, and Scream gets the final kill, and a 12th round secured. As Liquid are 1 round away from taking us to Ascent. What on earth was that, Mitch?
It's unbelievable. Solkis, I said just a couple rounds ago, this is his map. He is feeling it. But now he's just coming out with something to prove, man. 25 kills on the board. Jeez, that's ridiculous. And for a Sova Raze player, I mean, obviously you're not going to play Sova on this map, so he's seconds down to Raze. This is what I want to see when he goes on to that duelist role. Fantastic work being done. And with 4 rounds now between them, that play from Solkis, that massive round, may well have secured them the victory. Rolling Thunder and Lockdown committed to that from SUMN FC. They've got very little to work with. Again, Viper's going to be difficult enough to use because you've got to get her into the position. And Solkis, he's holding close. He's within one-shot headshot range, or at least he was. But now backing out, leaving Heaven completely, and the timing is working out perfectly for SUMN FC, who haven't used a single piece of utility yet. They're sneaking forward, and the sneaky play. I mean, I'd be surprised if Link can even survive this when the flash is popped. They see the nade. The flash doesn't hit him. He has a chance. One, looking for more. A second, almost a third, with Boaster being on 1 HP, and that's a ridiculous miscalculation by SUMN. It cost them the map by the looks of things. One misplaced flash, and it all goes to hell.
I need to see that flash again, Mitch. I don't think it was misplaced. I think it was somewhere he was sat. Because he was looking right at the corner of the bit that pokes off the wall. It's 13-8. It was an incredible ending there for Liquid. But SUMN FC, they couldn't get it done on split and will be moving to Ascent. But let's get over to Frankie Panzi and Hypoc to have a look at that in more detail.
Going to ascend to new heights and get themselves focused up, because it's going to take a lot of energy after 5 hours of grueling gameplay. But when I look at Ascent, the thing I have to say is both of these teams recently played Heretics over in First Strike. So Team Liquid, let's start with them. They beat them 13-10 with 7 rounds defense side to start. SUMN FC lost 13-1 with 1 round starting on the defensive side. So, not great when you consider the kind of transitive property there.
I will add a caveat to that because this was SUMN FC's first real big final test, right? And a lot of these players were not as seasoned as a Heretics or a Liquid in playing in that kind of competition. So I can give them a slight reach with that, but still the way they lost, that's a huge loss in terms of scoreline. So statistically, if you go back to old, maybe you give Liquid the advantage in this one, but we're soon about to find out. And so far, attacking side here for SUMN, it's been slow-paced. Liquid have not really got much information off the back of this either, though. Eccles is ready with the breach flashes to get ready to do some magic. And Cryptix, well, he's gearing up to think this could be an A-hit coming in.
It looks like it. They're rotating over 3 players with a fourth, over towards the spawn. But it didn't look like from SUMN FC that the intention is towards the A site. They're rotating in through mid, coming up in spawn, and about to take a hefty fight onto the Jet, who's now hiding inside a smoke. Hold on, this could be an opportunity screen. Biding his time, but maybe waiting a little bit too long. Solkis catches Doma. Eccles on the reload, looking for the right clicks. One, almost the second as well. 1 HP, and it's easy. Does it for Eccles, closing that one out and putting 1-0 on the board for Team Liquid. That's a good start now on the defensive side.
A little bit too slow for SUMN on that one, because with Eccles being able to delay any push through coming through B main, no matter what happened there, it would have been a struggle. They would have had to just rush straight in at that point. A very clear victory on the pistol round. And SUMN now, do they decide to force up, do anything special in this one? We see just a Sheriff on Doma, so maybe they're just going to stick to being without the lesser weaponry in there and just going for the barn next.
Where's the bookie, boys? That's all I need to know.
On a map like Ascent, you know, I can forgive them for not wanting to use it. There's quite a few long-range positions to fight from.
Yeah, I guess. Especially on the attacking side. It's never going to be easy to make those bookie buys work for the bookie boys. Eccles, he might have spotted a weapon if that was a rifle, but I think the pistol's just about evaded his detection, and a free kill on the scream for Doma. That's a nice start. The problem is, 4 versus 2, it should be easily connected for Liquid. We don't expect much from SUMN FC, but even that one kill, if they can extend it into another, which is looking less and less likely by the second, they would be pretty happy.
Poor Mystic. Wandering through the garden, being killed off by Eccles and Link. They were ready and waiting for him. The 2-0 start is what Liquid will grab, but now the full buy will come out from SUMN. And it's going to be a stacked up buy at that. Scream's the only one that's going to upgrade on the Liquid camp. And that's a man you would even say, even if there's a spectre, you just let him upgrade, the damage he can do. The headshot percentage he can add to it all.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for the buy that Team Liquid have got in the hands whenever you're on the defensive side. It's Solkis. Man after my own heart. Shock darts ready. There they go. Good damage from that. A couple of players within range, but I think if it had landed on top of the box, it would have been even better. It just tickles up a few, but it's armor stripped and a helping hand for the kind of buy that's in the hands of Liquid. SUMN FC posture towards B in the early round, but they haven't really caused a rotate. There's no stress just yet. Although they're applying pressure here. Oh, hold on, are they? Yeah, okay, someone swung, at least. I was waiting for that. That's the spike spotted and shown, but it's very intentional. As they rotate back towards middle and try to pressure out the short player, the only real problem for them is Scream. He has a Phantom in hand, he's tucked in, and if they make steps here, he'll hear them. Possibly react out and grab a couple of kills. You know what Scream can do, and he catches you off guard. No flashes just yet. There's a free one. Smoked down, and he can easily get out of here. Dashes just to make sure that he's safely with his teammates. His life is so valuable. You do not want to lose him, considering the weaponry the rest of the team has.
One down.
Oh, and he's dealing more damage as well.
Left.
Mo gets picked right up. He's seen some more, but Boaster from the side. Link's able to save the day on that one, and we'll get the Vandal upgrade to play with. But someone with only 2 players left alive, and still these Spectres able to put some work in as the Summon players get closer. Chak is all alone. He's not got much time, and he's not able to fight it out. 3-0 start for Team Liquid, and almost a true bonus other than what Scream had to play with. A very comfortable round once again here for Liquid on their defensive side.
In the words of a famous rapper, another one.
I don't think DJ Khaled is a rapper.
Yeah,
I don't think you classify him as a rapper.
He's on many rap tracks, spouting mad lyrics, as they say on the streets, such as another one. And I believe the other is, if memory serves me correct, DJ Khaled. It's intricate stuff, really. There's a lot of messaging behind there. You know, you really get a sense of who the guy is. I like that from Scream. You know, 1 or 2 bullets, bail out. That's all you need. If he gets the headshot, he gets a kill on that range. If he doesn't, hey, he attempted it, right? That's the thought that counts.
I like that attempt from Doma. I thought he was going to try and drift on past, but he knew that was a bit of a risk. The wall's a bit too high for him to deal with. Oh no, lots of damage done towards him as they've tried to pass the smoke. Cryptic's able to spam on through. There's no abilities in here that Scream can get healed up on, so he does need to be cautious now. The smokes are going to cut off the rafters, which is going to be hard for them to push on through for the meantime. The spike will easily get planted. It's Cryptic's and how he'll try and approach us through Garden now. Vandal in hand, and Liquid are taking their time. They're not going to overextend into this just yet, but it's allowing more smokes to go down, more positions to be covered. Mo now trying to work the advantage. He knows they're coming from up above. He's got the lesser weaponry, and it's going to be harder for him to fight it out, but he still walks away with 1 kill for now. More to be had, and they're coming close range. Mo and Doma, they're making it work. Stinger plays for days, and he gets another one. And another one. And a 50 round comes through.
I like that. That's actually my favorite song by DJ Khaled Banks. I love how you worked that into the lyrics of the cast. That was amazing, dude. That was amazing. I never saw it from that perspective.
I'm going into rapping as well. They call me the bank star.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, let's hope I never have to hear one of those albums at an after party. Okay, God. That's exactly what the Stinger does on ADS. Triple burst. Thank you. Look at this. Your lyrics are going to be straight fire like your Phoenix. With 3-1, it's not another one for Team Liquid. They're falling behind in the streak category, but they'll accept it. You know, a round like that, SUMN FC get up in their faces. They take those grueling fights with the Stingers. It's exactly what we want to see from the boys of SUMN. And now, with the weapons in their hands and the ultimates by their sides, I think it's a relatively even battle. But the Hunter's Fury was earned in the previous round. Here's an ult door pop, so Boaster can immediately go in there and pop the Rolling Thunder. They've got the sight. The drone is clearing it out. Maybe a little bit unnecessary there on the aftershock, but hey, it works. They've got the sight for the plant now. It's going to be all about the retake for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Scream was instantly forced off of the position. It's not going to be too much of a problem for them to get the spike down. But they're backing away? SUMN are really thinking about this. They don't want to risk going down to lesser weaponry. Or maybe they think that Liquid has more to work with. This is very slow from SUMN.
I think it's the right move, though. You don't want to get caught off by the pistols, but Eccles, he's just sprayed straight through the smoke, killed Boaster, dropped the spike. That's pretty huge. They know it's a full A commitment. The rotate's on the way from Killjoy, or at least it looked like it was. With so little time left, they haven't really got the option to rotate over. Here's the spike planted. Turret and alarm bot retracted, but Doma, he's finding another kill to work with over here on the SUMN FC side. Mo catches Link off guard and a 2v4 emerges. Hunter's Fury still online to deny any sort of defuse. You can see that Mo is on his way down a long, and at this point, I think Liquid should be considering the save. They'll see what they can get done. Maybe even get an ultimate to be popped, but they'd have to clear underneath. And that, whoa, there's a wall bang. Mystic was 20 HP, but Jack is here as well. Shutting down one, shutting down two, and putting two on the board for SUMN FC.
If Scream hadn't got that kill under rafters, then they probably wouldn't have gone for it. It gave them the confidence they might be able to fight this off, but SUMN's positions were too strong. A very slow, careful entry from SUMN, though. Almost playing themselves at their own game. And giving the upper hand to Liquid, especially when the spike went down, just the pop shots played by Eccles through the smoke. Going to see a judge, not a Bucky this time from Eccles, though. On this, if Liquid can't get it, will be the last buy for the meantime. They'll have to take an eco, so they need to try and fire back now and not allow SUMN to even this up.
Well, this is it, right? Don't allow a little bit of momentum to go over in your opponent's favor, especially not starting on one of those weaker buys. For Team Liquid, it's time to put a stop to this. And as they move in towards a bit of mid control, you can see Doma's not really having it when he hears that drone. He doesn't want to fully commit to it. It's still going to spot him. I'm not sure if it did, but the bullets definitely give it away. Is now down towards bottom of mid. They know the control is lost. Team Liquid can't really get back in towards that side of the map, but they're thinking about a short push. There's two players here waiting for the utility, the alarm bot, to spot so they can swing on in, and I do wonder if the breach has a flash in his hand. It looks in the position he's in as if he's ready to flash over on short. And he does, yes, you can see in the X-ray. There you go, thank you for showing us observers. Eccles has got a flash ready, so as soon as the alarm bot is destroyed, or just randomly, they'll feel it, and the timing was perfect, but Jack still gets Eccles, holding from afar, player stuck in the corner, good night, executed, 3 players holding him as he comes out to evade the aftershock, and a straight up A-blitz. That was a good attempt at short control, but SUMN FC, they reacted so quickly to it.
The quicker trigger fingers were in the hands of SUMN FC on that one. Liquid can't catch a break on this A side.
Spike planted.
Hit after hit, and SUMN are finding their way in. An instant save call going to be had here for Liquid, and rightly so. You don't want to be going up into this 5v3 after plant positions where we know SUMN are strong.
Yeah, I mean, for Liquid at the moment, there is no point in going for this, so obviously that save is definitely the way to go. Saving over whatever weapons they can get into the next one, and if you're SUMN FC, 3-3, tying it up, building the momentum. It's more so the context of how this happened, right? It's a slow game plan. They go out for the mid control. Doma's poking up, then he gets pushed back by the drone. They decide not to fully commit to it. They realize, okay, let's go get short control and see what's up there. They feel like there's a weakness, but it's all done off of feeling. There was no solid and concrete information. But that decision led them to the position that when the peak came out on short, Chak was only just coming out from B connector. He walked out of B connector, turned left, and held short. The flash comes in. It doesn't blind Chak because the angle he's on. He's able to take down an easy kill onto Eccles. The other player, Cryptic, stuck in the corner, and there's Aftershock online. But Boaster standing right there on short. It's a very easy decision. He gets pushed in the open. You've got Boaster, Doma, and Chak all holding the angle. Not a damn chance. As soon as he falls, and that all happens within, what, 2 seconds? You end up with a one-man A defense, the other 2 players on the B side, and no time to react, no time to do anything. It's just you're being executed on, the round's over. And I like the decision-making from Liquid at that point to fall back and not try to make a hero play. But it's got to be devastating, you know? They waited, what, a minute 10, a minute 20 seconds to make a play, and as soon as Liquid made that play, they just got punished so hard.
They're being pushed away from short once again in this round. SUMN able to take a lot of mid control. Some of the players on Liquid going to be forced up on weapons. Soulcatch trying to find some extra information for himself to play with here. But all we hear from that is that there's a few players towards mid. A more defensive but attacking setup here on short for Liquid. They're ready for this hit to come through. One player close on short towards the tree, and the other player in garden. And it's Scream as well. He needs to hit the shot. He needs to land it. And the bait and switch works. Doma was busy. He went to check it, but Scream was alert and ready. Something you can always rely on here for Liquid. And this is better. Link up high. They push through the smoke. More damage being done, and even Cryptic's going to get one with the turret.
I got the spike.
But that's not what you want to see
Enemy remaining.
in a situation where they need to hold on to these kills.
That's it. I mean, they dropped the spike with 12 seconds left. There's no way Boaster goes in for a 1v3 in those conditions, especially when you still have Rolling Thunder and Hunter's Fury online. There literally was no way to win that. The second that, I mean, I wouldn't even necessarily say the second that they lost the Killjoy because it was already done. Check would have went to site. He probably would have gotten Rolling Thundered. Then he would have gotten Hunter's Furied. It just means that they would have been in a better position to at least have wasted some of Team Liquid's ultimates. That would have been the main impact, but I think no matter what, that round was for Liquid. Now they come into this one with a round lead and lots of ultis online, but SUMN FC have the same. You've got those double Hunter's Fury and Lockdown, which kind of counter each other's ultimate, right? You put the Lockdown in, and you're going to have a Hunter's Fury coming your way real fast. Then if you try to counter with your own Lockdown, if your opponents try to counter with the Lockdown, you've got a Hunter's Fury to counter it, so kind of out of play for a little bit.
Well, we've seen the double Killjoy ults, right? Maybe we get the double Killjoy ults and double Hunter's Fury in one round. That would be pretty impressive.
You should.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen for sure. And here we go. Hunter's Fury is going to go online in about 3 seconds. No, they're going to actually play retake. They're going to hold the Hunter's Fury. Okay, so they're happy to give up the site completely and play into the retake. That's a really interesting approach. The flash.
Oh.
Was that a team flash? I think it was. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Might have been. Certainly might have been. And now, SUMN, they're at a man disadvantage. The plant's going to come in. Or it should come in. Jack finally getting it done, making sure he's got it in the right
Spike
spot.
planted.
Scream, though, on the flank. And if this isn't checked, there's going to be a huge problem here for SUMN. They're going to lose full control of main. Now the defenders Killjoy is coming in, and Liquid are going to play SUMN at their own game. Will we get a Hunter's Fury? Oh, Scream catches Mo. He was trying to get the lineups on go, and it's not possible at all. Mystic's the only one left, and he's running away. He's going to let them take the round, get the defuse in, and just hold on to his weapon. Because a 1v4, no hope in that.
Yeah, really all that comes down to is taking down Mo. That round would have been much more complicated had they not have dropped Mo, but he was so focused on, he'd already cleared long, so then he looks to pop the Hunter's Fury and destroy that Killjoy ulti. Gave it a second to see if maybe they'd push forward, and Scream gets the god tier timing, takes him down, having snuck away. So if they deal with Scream, if they have one extra player alive that can go long with Mo and clear that angle together, I won't say they win the round, but they definitely don't lose it as cleanly as they did. It's a shame for them, but fantastic one for Liquid. You'll take them when they come. Still a Rolling Thunder online as well, while SUMN FC wait with their Hunter's Fury. Now that Lockdown's just being popped, this is the ideal round to use your Hunter's Fury, so that you'll be in roughly the same place as the enemy, Killjoy. But really, you want to catch someone with your drone before you pop that Hunter's Fury, or wait for post-plant. And the drone has already been expended, didn't see a single soul. So most likely it's going to be post-plant usage. You look at mid-control, completely in favor of SUMN FC, and rather than break market door, they are heavily pushing in towards spawn. Link goes through the smoke to find one, but that's all he gets. And now Cryptics wants to do the same, but they're watching for it. Boaster knows exactly what's happening, but they're still pushing the B site. They've left A.
Oh, wow.
A is completely open, but they have no idea. Dealing with them one at a time with the player in the back of the site. Solkus, he sprays away, drops the spike, but it can be recovered, and they can just run to A with it. A 1v2. And a tough one at that, because the player he dropped wasn't the Sova. So again, that Hunter's Fury for Mo is still online for the post plant. So Solkus has very little time to get in here and pressure them in with a defuse.
And remember, for looking at this, he still has to be oh so careful, even trying to get back into this fight, because he needs to check all the corners. There could have been a player still lurking around. A 1v2 with no information to play off of here. He'll maybe try to just get some extra information. He's back online with it. But Soulcast, this is a big ask of him. Clearing all the corners. Gonna check all the way to short. Is he going to win out this duel against Mo? Oh, they turn, and Mo still manages to land it. Soulcast goes down, and it's really the best you could have hoped for is that he even finds a player in a situation like that. Time was already ticking too far down. But it's still going to be a pretty good buy here for Liquid. Soulcast stacked up at 8.5k.
Oh, getting a tight game for the finale. This is exactly what we wanted. Remember, this is the final map of a best-of-5 semi-finals. This isn't even a grand final, and it's delivering in ways that we could only dream of. Considering the spot that we're in now for Team Liquid, defensive side has been met with a lot of pressure applied to them. We haven't even seen the full depth of the SUMN FC strat book. Now they're looking towards the A side. And this Rolling Thunder not actually going to hit anybody. There's still Killjoy utility here waiting to catch these players as they push on in. Doma getting tagged up and forced out of position by the Nano Swarm. Peek in from Link for one, looking for more. He spotted the little hair bun of the Jet, but not able to take the kill. Doma pushes up afterwards in a great little angle in the corner, but the shot missed. Scream, he hits it in return, wins the Battle of Jets, and a 2v5. This is looking sure to be Liquid's round. Jack does his best to pull it back, but it's just not happening.
Decisive defensive round wins here for Liquid. And like you said, right, that Rolling Thunder that Boaster drops, I'm guessing it's just to clear out anyone on the side of the site they want to quickly rush into and maybe force players away. But with so much little info for him to play off of, he can't even aim it in a direction that it could maybe get some players and they get the kill, especially how Liquid play their A site. They're really far back in it. They got the maybe 2 players garden short area and then 1 player up on rafter, and they're just chilling really. They don't actually stick to fight the site itself. That's why more often than not we've seen someone be able to get in quite easily. But getting in is not the only thing you need to do, and Doma did just spot Scream rushing on forward, and still with someone more focused towards A. Eccles is going to try and cause them some problems, but Scream, he's on the mighty flank here. He was spotted out though. That's going to be the key thing, but they may not expect a double flank like this. Link's already dealing the damage on the Doma. Someone on the back foot once again. The Hunter's Fury's finally coming through from Mo. Oh, he hears it. Mo now needs to deliver the big kill, needs to deliver the damage, but he doesn't expect Scream to be up high. Summoner pins it in. They may finally be able to get a plant down, but it's Chak with a Bulldog that's going to try and hold on to this. He tips away, and that's just a nice bit of damage onto Scream, but he doesn't expect Soulcast to be there as well. Boaster coming up with a huge kill, but is this even enough? The flank is already there, and Eccles surprises him from short. Mystic playing around the generator. Can work this to his advantage. Scream is low. He's trying to teleport on out, and he'll get away for now. Full focus around the generator. He pokes on out. He's going to get flashed out, and he can't stand strong any longer. 7 now on the board for Liquid. A good effort from Summon, but again, that flank was so fast. Scream did that from the beginning of the round. He was just going for it, knowing that Summon would prefer to hit the A side.
Yeah, just seeing how much space you could get, and that's one of the benefits of when you see Scream, regardless of whether it's on the Jet or the Reyna, the fact that he can take map control and have an out. With a Reyna, it's a little more risky because he has to win the aim duel to do it. Though with a Jet, if he rounds a corner and there's 3 players there, just dash away. It's all good, and we've already seen his willingness to take those early fights when he went towards A long, right? Took the peek, fired off 2 shots, and bailed back. And okay, he doesn't win an aim duel, but he gets the information for his team, and that's the objective. It's either that, or he ends up with a nuts flank.
Standing ahead.
It's a win-win, really, unless they hit that very quick shot. The turret spotting players already coming down middle. The dash from Scream used more aggressively this time as he's in the B connector, but they know it now. Maybe they didn't. They seemed unaware. Eccles pushes out, gives the support. Mystic down. This is huge from Scream. Ultimate popped, but the player's already dead. He'll spot the final, the leg seen. No more updrafts, unfortunately. But with his ulti in hand, a 2v1, it's looking like this is going to be their round for Team Liquid to close it out 8-4. All they have to do is deal with Chak, a man with a stinger in hand in a 1v2. But he has lockdown. If he can just cross over, pick up a weapon, and get onto the site, the lockdown could be invaluable.
Already on the flank as well. Gonna try and wrap around Chak and keep him locked in, because Chak knows if he can at least isolate one player, he can play the guessing game. He's checking every corner. He expects Scream to be close, but Scream is just around the corner trying to hunt him down. Oh, there we go. Information to be had, though. Chak will now get the alert and have a
30
good understanding
seconds
of what could be going on. Not a lot of time for Chak to make a decision here either. And he's going to run straight into the
enemy
trap.
remaining.
Cryptix is there, but he goes down. Game on now. Scream versus Chak. 15 seconds to go. He's not being quiet with it as well. Scream is fully on the hunt for him. Remember, Scream popped the
10
knives
seconds
ages
left.
ago. Chak is trying to use as much utility as possible. He's got his ult online at the same time, but it's where he can safely plant it. Only just about getting the spike down. Swarm grenade's gone down, the ult committed as well, and Screamers have to go in for the kill. He's going to have to do it now. 22 health left for Chak. He's looking to try and save the day, but it's not going to work out in his favor. He easily deals away with the lockdown, and Scream saves the day and picks up the 8th round as Liquid grab an 8-4 first half on their defensive side.
Gorgeous work by Team Liquid, and if you're SUMN FC 4 rounds attack side, it might not be enough. As I said before, it was their defense where they struggled versus Heretics, finding just 1 out of 12 rounds. If you're Team Liquid having that kind of a lead, you're rubbing your hands together. What better way for it to go, really, than your boy Scream, who's been fragging like an animal ever since the start of Valorant, coming in with the big clutch to close it on out. Really, this whole half, though, showed us that between these two teams, there's very little separating them. Obviously, we're on the 5th map of a BO5, which shows that in and of itself. But the fact that so many of these rounds came so close or were off the back of insane individual plays that managed to find a 2 or 3K opening, that's quite a good sign for what's to come. But let's see if SUMN FC have patched up the holes in the ship from way back in First Strike. They've certainly had the time to do so, but they're up against a Team Liquid that are on fire in the final half of the semi-finals here at the Red Bull home ground.
Liquid managed to pick up that incredible pistol round when it was their defensive side. On their attacking side, if they can pick this up, they know it's almost plain sailing from here. And this is a test of stamina for a lot of these teams as well. Playing a full best of 5, straight up into it. Mystic with the frenzy. How's he getting away with that? Has to drop the reload and Cryptix will finish him off, but maybe he's done enough to help his teammates out. Solkas, he tries to be sneaky, comes a bit late to the party, but now he's put it into a 2v2. Doma with the frenzy. He's making it work. 40 health left, and Doma finishes him off. The defenders pick up the pistol, and SUMN. Their chances are still here.
That they are. Winning out the pistol, giving them that little boost of rounds. And what are they going to come up with in this one? You know, the weapons shouldn't be... Oh, hold on. Liquid are going in for their own little force spy. I see Solkas with a bookie in hand. I wonder if that'll be carried forward. They're going for an A push, so if he's one of the last guys in or middle of the pack and goes towards the door, you can hold down that angle very well with a bookie.
This is interesting though. This is the first time we've seen Liquid go for the force, right? Normally they just save.
Second, I think we saw it in the previous map.
I'm trying to remember. I can't think, so I'm just going to trust you on it.
But yeah, no, typically they have been going for the ecos. They don't check right. Oh, it's almost their death sentence.
Instantly demolished as they tried to push in. And Scream, his dash got blocked.
Luckily, almost, because he was able to take his weapon out quicker and help out in the fight. Chak's almost gone down to a turret. Mo eventually deals with a shock dart coming through. It's dangerous, and it eliminates Chak, leaving it into a 1v4 in a very difficult position to win out. The force buy, as infrequent as it might come up for Liquid, it seems to have worked out this time, unless Mo has got an insane clutch. It's a good start. But with so limited time, all they have to do is take these fights one at a time and not give him the opportunity to clean them out. The bookie, fittingly, is what closes out this force buy for Liquid. An homage even to the second round of Split, in which SUMN FC did the same to them with 5 bookies.
So Liquid win the force of no pistol conversion for SUMN when they needed rounds. And what are they investing into this? The Bucky on Mystic, a couple of Sheriffs in play. So SUMN aren't going for the full force. They're having a looser buy up in this. Scream is rocking a Sheriff of his own, and Doma did just spot him out there. He sits in the smoke, he lays and wait, and of course he's going to land a headshot like that. Doma, you nutty, nutty man.
It was nasty
That's
work.
confidence.
That's exactly what you want as well. We've said it before with the Jet. When you've got a sheriff, you go for those aggressive peaks. You're the one that should be opening the round, regardless of whether you're on the defensive side, because you have that escapism. You have the ability to fire one shot and bail out, and that is unbelievably valuable versus just turtling in on a site and waiting for them to push you. With that, a man advantage, but it does very little to help them if they don't have the information. Then they've just caught a little bit. Poster seen one player. That's not a lot to work off. The door goes down almost.
They're trying to bait it out. They're trying to say the posters run away. With a Bucky, he can do so much damage here. Oh no! He misses the first shot. Scream and Link overrun him. Jack is there as well, but he can't stand up to that. Mystic trying to work his way through, but the Buckies this time round won't find success. Liquid looking for their 10th as the spike goes down, and it's only Mo that remains. Bucky in hand, and he wants someone to push him. He wants to find himself a better weapon to fight off in this situation. But for now, Liquid are just going to stick to their ground, hold their positions, and grab themselves a 10th round.
Yeah, especially when you're in these kind of buys. If you lose one or two players, it means the next round isn't really a bonus at all. It's a full buy. You know, because you're investing so much already into it, or you're coming in with a massive disadvantage. The right click from Mo, a good attempt. It does some damage, but not enough. And of course, the spike won't even explode. Plenty of time left on the round. 10-5, double digits for Liquid, now really getting close to that victory. We said before, SUMN FC found one round versus Heretics in one of the previous, I think their second last game that they had on Ascent on record. It's been a long time, been nearly 2 months since we had that game played out. But Liquid right now, they definitely have their hands on the reins. This is a map that they're comfortable with. This is a map that they beat Heretics on, for God's sake. They definitely know how to play this map, and I think the only team that really puts a struggle on them for it would be G2, the champions of Ascent. But now, Liquid not really too worried about that. Poster, he tanks the damage. But they know he's there, right? Because he puts out that fault line. Easy just challenge. Sure, I guess they'd already spotted him. So it was his only real attempt. But it gets shut down, and with that, a 5 versus 4. Good man advantage to start it out for Liquid.
And they can just chill for the moment here. They can wait a little bit before they make their decision. Plenty of time left on the clock. They know they've got the advantage. It's all about playing together as a team. Mo's position could be huge here. But he needs to be good for more than one. They need to potentially line up for him. Eccles is the first one forward. He's low on health, but he still wins it. No, Mo falls at the first hurdle. The smokes are going down. The turret's dealt the damage to, and Scream pushes on forward. He's up high with the knives, but he still can't get the kill. Jack's aim has been razor sharp. Throughout this entire series, he's been hitting some big money shots.
Spike planted.
Still 3 players to find, and with Doma with the operator, it's not the greatest of weapons to retake with. He'd have to pull off something special. The Liquid players are all in the site, 2 back in Boathouse for now. It's all a waiting game on how someone want to try and approach this. If someone gifts Doma an opportunity to take the shot and land it and pokes out into the open, maybe they can try and push on it. Oh, it's doubled up on. They just have to stand there. Mystic's taking a tiny bit of extra damage. It's not what he wants to see. Cryptix is spraying them all down, and Doma will be the last to fall. He can't get it done, and Liquid are up 11-5, making a big play now on Ascent. And the money's not hot here for some, and their chances are almost over. They either choose to play for overtime or force up in some crazy buy for this round. And from what Mystic's buying early on here, oh, nope. Questionable. They're choosing it. Both just saying, we're the best. We know what we can do. We came second at First Strike main event. If we need to play for overtime, we'll play for overtime. We'll win it in overtime. You've got to have that confidence as a leader. But this version of Liquid, this map of Ascent, this has looked great.
I mean, you got to have confidence for sure. You got to be able to sit there and say, we the best defense. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Another one of my favorite rappers' most famous lines, you know?
Never change, Mitch. Never change. I have to put you on some good rap, man.
Oh, dude, I've got some good rap. I've got DJ Khaled. I've got the Sugar Hill Gang. That's all I need.
Okay, that's good. Chicken game's good.
That's all
I'm
I
down.
need. So,
You
what I was
should
going to say
run.
though is SUMN FC, obviously, as you're saying, first strike finalists. Team Liquid, a team that comes in. Oh, God, that was a jump scare from a horror movie. The scream just gets up in his face. What was that?
It was a
Killjoy ult.
headbutt.
It's about to. It's gonna cap him. Yeah, he's completely destroyed. You're detained. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good night. You've broken the COVID restrictions. You're detained.
enemy
You're out of
remaining.
here. And the lockdown is successful in winning this round for Liquid and completely destroying SUMN FC's attempt at a force buy. I'm still shook after that dash by Scream. Like I feel like Scream came out of my screen into my face. I got a head.
Do you know what? When they hit you like that, it should do some extra damage, like 10 damage. Head
Pushes you back into the wall or something like.
That would make Jet truly OP. This was so
in his
scary.
face,
Most
just
like,
turns
what?
around the corner and the guy's like Naruto dashing at him. Like, God damn. That's the one thing I know. I know you guys were making Naruto memes and all this in the Discord. I don't understand any of it, but I know what the Naruto run is.
You get that.
I know that.
I'm happy, Mitch. I'm happy.
I wanted to make you proud, Banks. That's all I've ever
We had a
wanted.
bit of Sasuke-kun. Now we're going to get the Naruto dash from Scream.
Yeah, it's
Potentially
like,
the last round here, though, Mitch. And
Yep.
SUMN, they have really struggled on Ascent. We said they haven't played it so much. It's one of their least played maps. Obviously, you ignore Icebox because they've only just started to play it this year. But, man, this is not what you expect.
not at all. If you're looking at this matchup on paper, SUMN FC are probably the team that you... SUMN FC are the team that you would favor. But here on the final map, Liquid are just making it look unbelievably easy. One round left to go. A full push in towards the A site. You've already had everything committed in terms of ultimates for Team Liquid, and they get themselves control of the site, smoke off, and look for the plant Mo. It's all going to come down to this timing, and he's shut down. Now the advantage taken out of SUMN FC's hands, and Solkis, he plants the spike and instantly pulls out that ultimate to destroy the Killjoy ult. That's huge.
Big play coming in, but Doma's got some of his own. Headshots are being delivered, but he has to move off the bomb. He puts himself on top of the generator. He's got the high ground to play off of. They can sit on the spike for as long as they want. Cryptix, he takes him off it. This is less than ideal. Doma stunned as well. Him and Mystic need to fight this out, but one of them needs to start defusing. The spray comes on through. They're both going to go at the same time. It's Doma to deliver, and it's headshots all way. Oh, what a beautiful play from Doma. The ace starting off with that kill on Scream. Saving the day for SUMN, one round at a time, and that's how they're going to take it from here on out.
Well, that was filthy by Doma. Straight up
this.
filthy. 1, 2, even the earlier kills in the round, the strategy here, Mo, one away from his ultimate, goes in, plants the spike so he gets his ult online just in time to turn and take down that lockdown. He has cover from Doma while he's doing it. They try to push him, they try to stop him, but they can't get anywhere near it while Doma's spraying away like that. Everything about that round was perfect from SUMN FC, but now we need to see them do it again, and it relied on an ace. You can never rely on repeating that. Oh my God, Scream! Stop it! A double peek comes out of mid, and he shuts them both. Solkis in with a double of his own, and Banks, this may well be the end, unless Mystic has got a 4K up his sleeve.
Scream just said, Doma, anything you can do, I can do better. And Mystic, I think, has just been spotted as well. Nice headshot onto Soulcast for sure, but he's now got to deal with Scream. The Money Man headshot is delivered. Liquid make it to the grand final, and SUMN are eliminated from the tournament. Let's get back with Frankie, Pansy, and Hypoc to have a look at all that madness we just saw.
Well, this morning when that best of 5 series started, we definitely didn't think that Liquid were going to be earning their spot in the grand finals against G2, but here we are, folks. A massive thanks, first of all, to Banks and to Mitch Man for that fantastic cast. Lauren, would you Adam and Eve it?